Looking to stabilize somewhat after the first 4-session losing streak for the S&P since last February. So it's been a while. For 4 days in a row to the downside. We had the Dow off about 500 points on the session. The NASDAQ as well, also in negative territory. Markets continue to monitor spiking global COVID-19 cases as well. Right across the board, we're seeing a national lockdown avoided in the UK for the time being, but a new 10 p.m. curfew coming into play for social gatherings and bars and restaurants, things of that nature over in the UK. So a little bit of developments this morning that was announced. Shares of Tesla on watch this morning. It's Battery Day, obviously. The presentation set to get underway 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. So after market closes this afternoon, about 4:30. We'll get some announcements from CEO Elon Musk, obviously out after market yesterday, tweeting that any technology that is going to be announced during Battery Day not going to be ready for mass volume production until 2022, sending shares sharply lower. The rest of the EV makers also in negative territory, including Nikola. We'll have a look at that. NIO to the downside. Some of the SPACs in play as well this morning. There's lots to talk about. It's Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. tradertv.live starts now. We go look at Asian markets from the overnight session. Pretty red right across the board here. You can see Korea leading the way to the downside, 2+%. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up throughout the European landscape. Yeah, mixed showing. We have Spain lower. We had Swiss and Sweden markets also in negative territory, back to the upside for the most part. Now, though, let's go over to North America, see how things are looking heading towards the open. The Dow has gone red once again, but look at the NASDAQ. Good to see tech stocks back in charge. Moving about 0.5% higher. TSX here in Toronto futures looking at about 0.5% gain as well. We have Brazil open trading higher. Crude oil also in positive territory, and gold back to the upside this morning as well. Good morning, guys. Lots to talk about, to say the least, this morning. Where to begin? We have obviously COVID cases still rising throughout Europe and the UK. New restrictions put in place by Boris Johnson over in the UK this morning, 10 p.m. curfew. So we're watching some of the travel stocks once again this morning. We saw some weakness in that group yesterday. But everything is about Battery Day. It looks like EV makers definitely going to be the story today.
100%. We'll hit this one because it's brand new. Got a nice little fun graphic.
Brand new.
There you go, a little EV space action for you. Obviously, you already mentioned Elon Musk taking the wind out of the sails. A little bit of Battery Day. I mean, I don't know if you want to put a positive spin. They're going to have to ramp up some purchases, and demand needs to be met. And that just definitely means that the space overall is growing. I suppose you could always spin it that way. I think all of these names are going to be in play. Just worth noting, Nikola, that's going to be to the tune of its own drum relative to some of the other names, continues to be under pressure, and we are following that as Trevor Milton walked away with quite the handsome package. It's not the only thing moving, however. I mean, you saw the moves in a name like Peloton yesterday, like 10% up. It's giving a little bit back today, but that whole stay-at-home play coming back into vogue, I guess, yesterday, Sean.
Yeah, exactly. And with the now announcements from Boris Johnson, Brendan just touched on that, 10 p.m. curfews for pubs. So, and stopping of sports, I think, starting October 1st. So that should be interesting. I tweeted out yesterday that we bought some Apple down here, 106.40 or so was the buy for Apple, and then you rip upside there. We also put some JP Morgan in the old investment portfolio last night as well, yesterday during the daytime, right about here, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. And then you get this insane rally to the upside. We did talk about how Apple's been quite depreciated over the last couple months. Well, I guess 1 month since the split. And now it's starting to head back to the north side. So looks like the NASDAQ's going to battle back a little bit here today. You can see already up 0.62. That's nice. Good start for the day for sure. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of bad news surrounding the pandemic, but the market marches on, and especially these tech stocks, Brendan.
Well, back on the watch list this morning, one that did not make the watch list this morning is Blink Charging, guys. We can throw up my screen real quick here. Blink Charging making a late pre-market move here, 20% to the upside, guys. They just came out and talked about how many charging stations they were able to install throughout the U.S. over the summer period. So they were working very hard, apparently, during the pandemic and lockdown as well. So Blink charging to the upside, we'll have a look at that. Very important to tune in, guys, every single morning at 9 a.m. Anything that doesn't make the watch list, we'll touch on as well throughout the first 30 minutes of the show. Let's get over to the desk and bring in Valeria. It is a Tuesday morning. Valeria has a brand new sweater. Looks great. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Brandon, and hello, everyone. I wish you all a lucky trading day. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Yeah, let's indeed get it started, guys. Lots to get through this morning. Why don't we touch on this Blink real quick here, guys? Nice look here for Blink, one that's been in play over the past couple of days or a couple of weeks when it comes to the EV space. All about the EV space this morning. I'll show you the story here. They looks like they deployed 539 electric vehicles charging stations across 24 states during the summer period. So during the COVID-19 lockdown, this is obviously going to be well above what they had expected to do during that period. So nice look for Blink here, guys, a fan favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a good look. Came as a bit of a surprise here. Actually, just want to double check because going to have to pay for some locates on Blink, a few cents a share, like 3.5. I was just able to look at them there. There is a bit of a range if you go to the upper bound of going back into like July and August. It was like that $10 even area you can see here all the way up to like this 14 mark. So could turn into a bit of resistance. We're just getting this news now. It's on volume. I think a turnaround at that point could be first resistance. On a pullback, I mean, I'm going to stare a little too far away here, but it's probably going to be like an 850 or so. That's like $1 a ways. I think the test of $10, that's the key level on Blink.
Yeah, just play the momentum. I mean, obviously, this is probably going to break through here as some of the traders wake up and find out about this news. So 960, 964, and obviously with the push to electric vehicles. And here, this is it. I don't know if this is a Blink charging station or not. Is that what they look like? I'm not sure, but there it goes. Blink charging now up to 500 stations or so. That's a good one, whatever it is, but we'll see. They still need to get the revenue through there. I like a blow off the top, obviously, of 965. It looks like that'll be happening pretty soon, and then you run into that resistance that Neil was talking about at 10. So I wouldn't short this thing yet, but the shorts always seem to be in on a stock that's up 20%.
Guys, let's go to Apple. Sean, you mentioned it there briefly. Apple, Raymond James getting giving the stock a price target increase this morning up to $120 from $110. They also said coming up next month, they're going to reveal the iPhone 12, it looks like, in October. They're also talking about an iPhone mini, whatever that is, yet to be seen, but coming up in October. So an iPhone 12 mini, guys, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, not that they need more products. I mean, they're already selling everything under the moon, it seems like. And there's no stock out there, in my opinion, that has more catalysts than Apple. And we did talk about that yesterday. Getting some shares once the show was over, we were able to pick some up down here. I do love Apple for long-term stock. I mean, they have so many things going for them. Plus, we also have 5G coming with their new phone. Hopefully, that's the 12 coming out soon with the 5G capabilities. Everybody making moves to the upside. My chart's not loading back here. I got to clear the cache, I guess, for that one. But check out the daily chart. And again, misleading because of this, and we apologize for that. But 130 is basically, it was down 25% from this high right here back on September 3rd. When you have Apple down 25% in 2 or 3 weeks and you don't think that's a buying opportunity, then maybe you're in the wrong business. So Apple right now, in my opinion, the best stock out there. Everybody asking me, how long am I holding this for? Until I retire, so about a couple years. Neil, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, not too much to lock at when it comes to levels on the chart here. I do have a 15-minute up. Ignore sort of those wicks. You got like a 113-ish area. It's more like 112.25 to like 113. Could be an area of chop if it's going to have a slow churn today, but you know, if you have a couple of the double-edged sword, right? You obviously mentioned buying the dip there, Sean, but you know, remember this is one of the names that did well, sort of in the bounce back for the stay-at-home in that space, because you know, like them, Walmart, going to be strong regardless, and that could be that part of that further rotation back in. So as much as we can be dumping on some of the airlines, it could be back into this trade back into your Apples and Walmart, I think too as well. Although they have that Oracle TikTok news, which is kind of holding them down a little bit.
All right, guys. Yeah, we'll touch on Oracle here coming up. Worth having a look, I think, at Oracle. Still some question marks surrounding the TikTok arrangement to be finalized on the Chinese side. Let's go to Peloton, guys. Really quick to note this morning how relatively weak Peloton was in the pre-market here. Amazon has come out and announced they're going to team up with Echelon for a Connect Fit bike to directly compete with Peloton's bike. So it looks exactly the same as Peloton's bike. Essentially, they're going to sell it on Amazon through Walmart as well. And the technology, the software side, is going to directly compete with Peloton. So Amazon getting into the online fitness game, guys.
Yeah.
Amazon getting into everything. I mean, look, everyone's known that the barrier for entry for any of the big boys into the space is not gigantic. I mean, Apple has shown their willingness to step into it. Anyone can get free videos on YouTube for a million ways to work out. But this is probably inopportune from a stock chart perspective because they were just up 10%. So probably was going to have a pullback regardless of this news coming in. So I'm eyeballing this like the previous, going to last week. This is sort of like 90-ish area a couple of days ago, definitely a top. I think that is the first level of support if it can't hold this. We did ramp off of an 87.50 push yesterday. That would be support to the downside as well. I'm likely going to be shorting any pop into Peloton that goes into like 95, 96 area, and then looking for those support, first 90 and then 87. I think there could be a quick little breakdown trade at 90. But remember, as we did mention, the stay-at-home play is in here as well. And Peloton had, if you go to the daily chart, of course, come off its high somewhat. I think it has a little bit more room to pull back before ramping up again.
Yeah, I mean, Peloton was up 10% yesterday, and obviously I don't think all of this stuff is just irrelevant because, I mean, Apple came out with a similar thing to a tracking, fitness tracking software again, and Peloton goes down on that news. They go down today. I think any move down on this name is just a buying opportunity. First mover spot, they have it. You're seeing what Beyond Meat can do with that label as well. And if you're first to the product, you can sell a hell of a lot of them. The Randster just got a brand new Apple Watch. These things just keep on happening, right? And so I think that after Peloton, there's not much else. I mean, there's going to be other products coming through, but people love the bikes, they love the quality, and they will stay brand loyal to Peloton. So I like it. This stock around this $90 level, 89 and change is where we sort of stopped out on a couple days ago before ripping upside. You did have a base of operations, as Neil sometimes will say, down here at 88 and 87. So I think pre-market lows yesterday, if they hold, then you will see something back up here in the 90s. So if you're going to go long Peloton, use yesterday's little jump off spot, let's call it that, as an area to possibly look for some support. So you can get there, no problem. I mean, $91, you flushed out. You see this crazy move off open yesterday. 87 off open, right to 93 in a straight line. So yeah, can Peloton go down to 87, 88 right now? Yes, they can. And if they do that, I think that's a buying opportunity for you.
All right, guys, let's go to the electric vehicle space. Going to be in focus as a group today with Battery Day upon us. Obviously going to be aftermarket if you are on the East Coast or in the Eastern time zone. 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. If you haven't already, please go and sign up for the watch list, guys. We do this every single morning between 9 and 9:30. We talk about all of the stocks moving around in the pre-market. If we can throw my screen up, guys, real quick, I'll just show you the actual watch list. We will deliver this right to your inbox. So you'll see all of the individual stocks and how much they are moving in the pre-market and a little write-up as to why they are moving in the pre-market. So do that. Go jump into the link that Valeria has in the chat for you and sign up for the watch list if you have not done so. Going to be a busy day for this group, I feel. Electric vehicle names moving around in the pre-market, including NIO. No direct news really as far as NIO is concerned, but the entire group to the downside in the pre-market here this morning. There was talk about some increased competition with a Baidu-backed Chinese electric vehicle company, WM Motors, the latest to raise some more money as far as their latest round of funding is concerned. Haven't gone public yet, but might be the next one to come along. Li Auto, obviously, XPeng, XPEV, the latest two to come to market. So NIO to the downside, guys.
Yeah, well, it's actually a little closer to flat now, just getting a bit of a pullback to the upside here in the pre-market. Even Li Auto coming through with partnership with NVIDIA as well. So you can call it like Battery Day competition, whatever you want. And NIO already made a bit of a rejection of that 20 level, and now we're trying. It's trying to get back above this 19 range. So if you're looking for any breakout trades, I'm not really all that interested in like an 1885 area. I think you saw what happened on a failed break yesterday, like right off the open. It just failed break 19. That's a bit of a weak sign at that price. I think there could be a bit of a rollover, and I think if you look at the possibility that we're selling off today, Battery Day, I like that shot in NIO. I think if it gets above like 25, it's a much better breakout long anyway. So I'll be patient, looking to maybe bottom pick if it's going to be a buy, not thinking I'm going to get that 1925 long. And if it holds this level here, and this is going to be going back a few sessions ago, that's 17. This is like an $18 even. You had a 17.65 flush. So if it does a sell-off and then does not get anywhere close to yesterday's bottom, but instead stops at the previous low 18, I'll like that in terms of a bounce point. Sometimes getting in early is a way to go on a dip buy. So I would take one shot if we turn around at 18 in the event of a sell-off.
Look, guys, yesterday this stock just absolutely cratered off the open from 1856 downside to 1771 before the pop-off started, basically at about 10:30, ripping up about a buck and a bit, $1.20 to the upside, 1880 right there. I think we hold this high and then we break it. So 1885, it's coming up very soon. You could break that obviously off the open. I do like that little move. Remember, the last time we sort of popped from here, 1885, we stopped at about 1920. So I know Neil just gave those areas. That's not a bad spot. Get a little more aggressive and take it down here at 1885. Let's just check out the imbalance locator as we do every single day. No idea what this income trust is, but normally a U would mean in some sort of an income trust, but it's not going to be anything. And then as we go down Kodak here, I don't even see NIO at all. We can sort it by alphabet here alphabetically. And NIIIISROI. Ooh, where is it? There it is. NIO. Oh, wow. A big 7,000 shares to sell. So we've seen this at multiple millions, guys. So right now, NIO, not much happening. It's Battery Day. We just did talk about that. So why not look a quick look here at Tesla? I know a lot of you guys holding options and looking at Tesla today. We've told you since day one here, and I keep screwing up the sentence. That's how I know we've been saying it to you. But it's, sell, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. So today we come in with Battery Day, and you are seeing Tesla give off just a little bit. It ripped up yesterday just with the whole market at the close, hitting a new high of 455 in the middle of the day there yesterday. I love that, to take that out today. I still think we can do it. But then Elon Musk came out and said that maybe the technology not ready till 2022, but who cares? I mean, Tesla's a long-term play for most people anyways. So let's get the cult going right now and go long on Tesla. But you need to break through at least 435, which is the high here. Get through some of this. More interesting though, let's see if there's some rumors coming out, and we'll go through 455. Remember, Brendan and I, you were talking about this yesterday, 410 down here, a couple spots. Unfortunately, my chart's not loading too far back, but a couple different 10 spots as support. So watch out for 410 if it does fall.
Yeah, big time
it broke
support.
410, guys. I have it up here just so very quickly if you want to visually see what Sean was talking about. 410 on my chart here. A couple of dips down, and it only like wicked below. What I mean is just a few ticks below that price. Caught a bid multiple days going back to the 17th and of course yesterday. So that's area support down there to be sure. Dips into that price. You might have to get in either earlier on the way back up if you want to make sure you catch an execution there. And that's a bit of a trap if you were shorting 410. You're basically instantly out of the money if you short a break like that. We're also looking at that 455 level from yesterday. And to the upside, I expect that to be resistance on any kind of a pop in Tesla.
Yeah, well, watch the entire group. Diamondback, the SPAC, the other SPAC was also moving around in the pre-market this morning as well, EV related. That PM, what was it, Sean? PMVC is Consumers Acquisition Corporation. So another SPAC set to start trading today on the New York Stock Exchange. Not a huge one, $175 million initial public offering. So another SPAC set to join the NYSE today. Let's talk about GameStop here, guys. The next one up, Chewy creator Ryan Cohen, rumored to be interested in GameStop. So obviously done a great job with Chewy, made that into a very successful both business and stock. So GameStop, nice pop in the pre-market here on that news, guys.
Yeah,
Chewy.
I mean, should have had this one overnight, but like we talked about this one yesterday off of that 8:30 on GameStop. It was a great bottom pick. Just looking at previous support, the market was dipping down. There were a couple of names that were going into some good support levels. This was one of them. Breakout in the afternoon, recovers everything. Didn't even see this gap up coming, obviously. I got in and out flat on this one earlier this morning. Really no levels to look at if you want to go to the upside here in GameStop. So I went way back to try and find something at 12.25. And that's going a little bit far in the daily chart, but mark that one away if we do get another 10% to the upside, which I'm not thinking is going to be very likely today on GameStop. So I'm looking at this little pullback here, and we go off the 15-minute so you can see this consolidation, again, where I got in a flat with an iceberg order there. 10.20 to 10.35 all morning long. There's just been some bid support down at that price. So in the event of a retracement, now, I'd either want to see it test the high, this 11.20, and then roll over. Otherwise, it's got to sell through that 10.20 price. I don't know that I would want any kind of a pullback short in front of it, just given the support that I've seen so far in GameStop at that price.
Yes. GameStop. Look, I've already talked about this stock over and over again, and I don't even know what they do. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I thought they sold video games to people, but now downloads are taking over. But obviously, Chewy, we saw what happened to that. That's why we hit the Superman. We love some Chewy. And if they could take this game and have a new business plan for GameStop, maybe they can rally. They do have the name recognition. We talked about the same thing. Here we go again. My daily chart not working. Let's see if it can load up here once again. I know Neil just talked about it quickly, but this is basically left for dead down here at $2, $3, $4, $5. You break above. What a great spot this was to pop through at 6. Now you're getting it at 11. Just wondering again, possibly overheated. Look for some opportunities to sell this thing. This is a 3-minute chart, so the opportunity is right here at $10.25 to the sell side on GameStop. We do like that, and I think it's definitely worth hitting. $10.25. Let me just make sure that we have shortable shares. Yes, we do. Yep. We'll test it with 100, so we'll wait to see here. 10.25 on GameStop, guys. Up 21% on a possible restructuring. Seems a lot for me, but I'm not going to fight it. We're just going to play it off 10.25 to the short side if it does break.
There was no actual details as far as the plan is concerned in that story this morning, but some rumors floating around online suggested some sort of retail platform in the same space as Amazon, so expanding into more avenues as far as online sales. Let's talk Oracle before we go over to the market and have a look at what levels we need to be concerned with this morning on the futures. Oracle, I mean, we mentioned it yesterday. There were some rumors floating around about midday yesterday suggesting that China may step in and block this deal. The deal that's going to see Oracle take a 12.5% stake in TikTok and Walmart end up with about 7.5% of the U.S.-based operations for Oracle, guys. So another one that's actually come back here a little bit in the last little while.
Honestly, I'm pretty much done talking about Oracle. I mean, it's come off, like you mentioned there. It looks like it's going to run into some resistance from the Chinese government. And to be honest with you, I cannot believe that the U.S. government is spending this much time. They have to go to the Supreme Court. They have the election coming up. I'm just talking about they have to nominate another Supreme Court justice. The election's coming up, and TikTok seems to be all that everyone is worried about, who gets control of this. But look, it's going to be a win for Oracle either way. It's just a matter of, is this the right stock to trade every single day? There's not really too many levels. This is just a couple day chart here as we look. And, yesterday pretty choppy. You did have that epic move upside. We talked about every tech stock ripping its face off at the end of the day. So 61.15 here is a level. You did stop out there as well. But more importantly, there's just a base down here, 59.50. We're not breaking that. It doesn't look like it wants to break 59.50 at all. And when it does, it briefly does. And that's at the open. And that's at the open again right here. So 59.50 during the day. Seems like there's a lot of support. You're at 60.70 right now. So look, I mean, if you want to trade this one back and forth for a scalp, I think it's fantastic. I'm just not expecting any huge breakouts. I mean, so they get the deal, and how high are you going to go up? I mean, the daily chart, the high is about $64 here. Again, it's on GameStop, but $64 on Oracle was the high. We've ticked up there a couple times on good news. So if it does happen, I think you fade through $64 and you just short there and go long 59.50.
Yeah, I mean, at least Walmart has, the whole, pandemic round 2, I suppose, for the first one ever stopped there, coming into play. And you see some of those stay-at-home names ramp up, and Walmart has that going in its favor, rallying into this top-end range. I know it's broken this 138 a couple of times, but it is about a $3 range it's putting in with 135 support, and then this 138 off the top. So at least I think there's a better trade in there for me in terms of not just playing inside of the range and Oracle, possibly a better breakout with a couple of legs to that story. But once again, you're stuck with your ear to the ground anytime you're trading any of these two names, because the headline risk is definitely there in a day trade. But I do like this break through the top. It's technically more like a 138.20 that I'm looking at here if you go back to the 18th.
All right, guys, let's go to Arun. We'll bring in Arun and have a look at the overall market here. A nice little move back to basically recent highs here, Arun, off that nice little spike low that happened early on. What do we need to be aware of as far as the futures are concerned?
Yeah, markets are looking fairly strong right at the moment, but we are entering that area that I have paid attention to yesterday, or marked off yesterday as potential sell points. So market's looking strong. I'm not going to go short, but I am keeping an eye out. If we can get past this 85.90 area and start to slow down a bit, that 83.10 or the 32.85, 32.90 area, that 33.10 is that level from yesterday that I'm carrying over. That'll be the level that I'll use for a stop if I can find a proper short. At the moment, no, the market's too strong, let it go. On the downside, 32.65 going down to 32.60. I'll look for some bids. If we can get a bid down there, then 32.35 is going to be the stop on that trade. Essentially, at this point, there's two levels to work with. Market's looking strong, so at this point, just let it go. And if it can set up properly, then you go from there. But at the moment, 32.35 on the downside. Also, 32.15 is a low, so that's going to be below that 32.35. So the closest levels, 32.35 and 33.10 are the two levels I'm going to work with. Kind of bracket them in the market while the market is moving, bracket them and find a trade if we can get in front of it. Of course, if they break, and then we find some new levels to work with.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, we saw that strength come in late in the day yesterday. The market right back to almost positive. The NASDAQ, of course. So watch tech stocks today. Watch the NASDAQ, could be a leader. NNOX, big move down in the pre-market here. Muddy waters jumping on the back of a whole bunch of now multiple short seller reports saying that they are now as well short this stock. So a big move down here on huge volume, worth noting. 23 seems to be a bit of support at this point. Let's see what happens with NNOX, guys. We were trading this one a week or so ago after multiple short seller reports.
Yeah, and that at the bottom of the watch list. Another one that's on our watch list here, AIM Immunotech. Look, they got a new treatment and trial, dramatic improvements for cancer survival rates. It's a similar story here that we've done in the past with AIM. I'm going to go quickly to the daily chart. You get the gap up, find a couple of levels here. First one, like a 265 area, and then at the very top, what's stalled out at 295. So those are the two levels I was looking at when I jumped into this short on the way down. I did miss an opportunity to catch it up here when it turned 55. That's a better price in front of the 60s. But I'm already taking some out. So I could multiple entry points in the mid to low 40s and taking some out in front of a 230 level, which right now is holding support before the open. We've seen these things pop in the past, going right into 930 and retest some of those levels. That's why I want to take some profit. $2, 204 was the previous close, so 225 will take some more out and hold a very little bit to try and see if it can't run back to the previous price. But I am anticipating there is a shot we could retest that 265 area going into the open with just a couple of minutes left. This, of course, from the watch list. The other one, Cassava Science is on the move as well. You're going to see, where is it? There we go. Cassava Science is up 11%, but this is very, very sideways action in the pre-market. There is volume here. It's only 800,000 or so, guys, but I think it's Robertson Sanford taking a stake, or sorry, taking a larger stake, already had a stake in the company, but it's going sideways since that gap up in the afternoon yesterday. So I'm watching to see if it can hold this 11 even area, but that's more of an area I like 1065 or so as a better flush down point on any kind of a pullback on Sava.
Okay, guys, we're actually looking at Apple here as well. We already talked about how this stock is rocking and rolling today. Apple, I gave it the levels of 112 here based on yesterday's aftermarket movements and then what happened earlier on today. But there goes Apple breaking through 112, obviously, and nothing but clear skies ahead for this stock. Really happy I picked them up at 106 yesterday. I hope I get that opportunity again, my dear friend Apple. NEO right now, 1875. We are looking at the top side here of 1885. That could be a play early off battery day. Nikola, quick check on you as well. 27 and change, just crashing back down. Watch out for these bottoms down here to play. 26.60, 26 and change. We hit Nikola real hard yesterday, and it was a big win for us in the afternoon. Those of you, when we left the show, we were long Nikola. You guys know that. We kept playing this level, and then bang, we get that huge move up. So Nikola yesterday, after the show was done, was just a monstrous winner. And of course, we got out on this break back downside, so that was huge. We were involved in that. We'll try to be involved in something like that again. But that's not going to happen probably until about 28. 27.65 is the pop spot there. Something just happened. I just got into GameStop.
Oh, I'm not happy with that trigger at
this
all.
is a bad trigger
You're going to see what look, with just seconds to go, you get a flush like that, almost a full dollar down, and then it breaks that support.
Drag it out of a little
here
bit
it comes, guys. I mean, it's one of those, you don't like that execution. Going to immediately trim some of the position off here. That's what we like to do. Take the risk off. 3, 2, and 1. Ring that bell. It's not that I don't like GameStop short. It's just that's not how I wanted to get into position, so I do take immediately half off. If it does want to pop back to the upside, maybe give me a better price, and of course, I take half off.
Yeah, I just got out by accident there.
Yeah,
so I don't know what happened. But,
I'm gonna pick some more shares up now. I just got out at the same price. I'm picking more up in the 40s. See if we can't get this GameStop short going. So I have that. Have AIM, AIM Immunotech to the short side as well. So GameStop and AIM already short. Also watching, of course, we're talking about battery day, so we're watching Tesla off the open. You're going to see it
back. NIO here as well.
Testing back towards the upside. It got to like 435, but testing back up. If it can't take this 435, could be a nice little quick rollover short on Tesla.
Looks like Apple's coming back downside here, 112 or so. If we can pick up a little bit of a long there, that might be a good one. GameStop still making some moves out of the downside. We are short 36 right now, and it's 12 cents in the money. So unfortunately, I don't know. I got in and got out there on a bad stop trigger there. So we are short GameStop. We've been liking that one for a while. So hopefully that will continue to go down. I'm in the teens here to get some out, and by lied, I'm at 11. So here we go. A nice little 20-cent win right now on GameStop. So hopefully, I was at 11. Oh, we did not get filled. It goes down to 12. That's pretty typical for me. So let's see if 11.
I just picked that even 15, guys. I like that level. I like that level at 15. But watch out for Nikola. Nikola did actually give the fake out. Well, not. It might be a fake out of this 27.40 pre-market top. It just slid through the upside. Now coming back down in. I'm waiting for a 10 break. I'm going to hold half of the shares on GameStop. I also want to short a pop if I can. But AIM is really starting to head down. It's Nikola that I'm watching. And yesterday in the afternoon, just watch out for this like 27.80 level. That could be the next test. Brennan, what do you got?
Little one, David's T moving here, guys. Back to the downside. They reported aftermarket yesterday. Earnings actually pretty good, better than expected, in fact. So recent highs aftermarket, but right back down for DTEA, guys.
Okay, David's T. I mean, and there we go. Apple, we're still got that one. We just took it long right now. Apple. So we are long Apple. We're going to give it to about 11.50, which is only right here. So it's not going to give us that much room to go here. Look at the NASDAQ falling down. Not a bad spot. Like I said, if you are bullish on some of these names, we are seeing a crack downside now on Apple and GameStop. GameStop, we just take a short again at 10.42. It's now ripping to the upside, but a great out there at 10.11 on GameStop, but we did reload that. But here goes Apple, a nice little 12-cent win here as we're hoping that we can get back up here, 12.40, 12.50 for AAPL, but so far so good here, guys.
Yeah, GameStop load up here. Just made another push back to the upside, so I did get a reload at about 10.57. Price it's at right now. It's going to have to test this level here at 11 at some point. And you look where it did stall out on the way back down. Sharp move at 85. I like that for a tighter stop, at least on this little bit. And then we'll see if we can't rinse and repeat this trade over and over again. I just mentioned Nikola pushing to the upside a little bit here, guys, and it just flushed. There was no retest of that 27.50 level. That's what I was looking for. I'm going to have to pick some up to the south side here off of this 27. I'm not going to give it all the way to that 27.50. That'll be a separate trade. I'll go a little bit lighter on this one. I really think the rollover trade might have been a little bit better. And of course, how far am I going to have to chase it to get an execution here on Nikola? Brendan, what do you got?
Strong start for Twitter, guys. Nice little pop here, 3% straight to the upside. Big time volume coming in right from the open here. We're up above 41 once again. Watch this 41.25 area. A little bit of resistance on the daily chart for Twitter, guys.
Apple, nice little move upside here. We're getting out at 17, hopefully. Again, just put a random order there and we go all the way upside. So nice little win here on Apple. 20 plus pennies here to go. There it is. Bang. Nice little win there. 25 cents or so on Apple and still making moves to the upside. We're in trouble a little bit here with NIO. We did take out the stick here and hit that through 1885. We're able to get some out at 89 for 4 cents. But now we start to fade back down. And there goes GameStop. We'll flush ourselves down the toilet right there, missing the boat on GameStop. Yeah, nothing but upside here. Looking to take out this high right now, 11.20. Wow, good for you, GameStop. A nice little move to the upside. But right now, we're resting everything, believe it or not, on NIO. We're now 4 or 5 cents out on that one. Let's see if we can't keep the momentum going. But watch this market, man. We're fading out right now. Brendan, give it to us.
Might be a social media type of move, guys. Pinterest also 5% on the morning here. Got above 39 there briefly. Big time volume behind pins this morning as well, guys.
All right, we did go long GameStop.
Oh, you went long off the top. Nice look.
Yeah, long at 1080 right there on GameStop. So making back a little bit of money. Still lost way more, Neil, obviously on the short because we were in love with that short. But it's never a good sign when you get hit so early in the pre-market.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We talked about this in the prep that 9:29 to 9:30 can be a dangerous time to get a fill. I kind of wish I had gone in at that time on the way back up, at least in Nikola. So I did chase this. I mentioned to you under my breath there, how far am I going to have to chase this when it broke 27? 86 is the answer to that question. So I'm scalping some. Look, there's obviously that first level support, 26.50 or so. I will take some out in front of it. Whether I got it at 27.20 or down here at 26.86, that's going to be a bit of a level. I'll cover some shares anyways, so it's going to have to be a tighter stop and a smaller win here, giving it only to 27 because I don't think there's as much downside. And 26.50 break, that's probably its own trade on its own. So got this one, and I'm going to get over to a name from yesterday, guys. Kodak had moved to the upside yesterday and was a nice trade on the way back in. Today, a similar bounce up and then testing these pre-market levels and a great rollover here. But I got to make sure we get those shortable shares because if it can hold below 10.50, I want to be on the short side of this trade. But it's time to do some backflips because the first stock I was in today, we talked about AIM. We talked about the possible rollover. It has continued through 230 now, so just got some shares out on the south side there. I do have it at 242. My other entries were at 45 and 43. About 4 entries here. I'm looking for quarters to break and then hopefully get it back down to previous close, which was 204. That'd be the ultimate pie in the sky dream target for us on AIM.
NIO resists here this 1890 break, but thank God it comes right back for us. We're long at 1885, so a couple nice outs there at 88 again, and then 90, and we only touch 91, I believe, as the high. So we're still holding on to this dream. Long NIO here at 1885. Let's check that one out. GameStop back down to life a little bit now. There looks like there's some sell side. Let's dump our sale. Yeah, there it goes. You can see that was setting up right there to flush. So there goes GameStop back to the downside. It's going to be my biggest loser today, but still nothing worried about this. National Ice Cream Day, says Manny. Thank you for the $10. I guess the 4 of us at $2.50 each can go grab a cone. What's up, Brandon?
Box L, guys. Recent high flyer. If you remember way back when we were looking at Box L just popping up. Big time volume right off the bat here, back above 170 for Box L, guys.
Do we have a catalyst on that? That's a big time move for them. But just looking at this Kodak, gonna get some shares here. Just got the locate. It's actually pretty cheap, 1.5 cents. First here at Day Trade the World. You don't always have easy to short shares. But the plan yesterday was basically to see if it could hold that top. In the pre-market, it did multiple times. So it's a similar thing here. 10.50 is the level. I will not hold it through there. Every time I short Kodak, I always have to have a hard stop. And I'm going to stick with that plan as we go. I still have a little bit of Peloton at 86 here. Nikola to the short side as well. So no longs just yet as the market's sliding back to 11,000 on the NASDAQ.
Not a good spot here for some of these stocks as we're looking to see about picking some up here. I don't know. I'm bullish today, but I can see the charts and they're coming downside. So we have to watch out. NIO still bouncing around flat right now. I do like this one, the price action, despite the fact that the market's come down here. NIO still nearing the highs of the day. So we could drop some of this and then basically just flat it. But I do think that we have a possibility for a runner upside. I'm waiting 94. If we can break through 90s. Let's see if we can get through 19 here on NEO, and looks like it just keeps bouncing through 90. Feels silly not taking this out because we did hit this with a decent shot, and we did tell you that. So right now it's a good winner, 5 cents in the money right now, but doesn't want to go. Let's take a little bit more off here. Brendan, give it.
I just saw Target here, guys, popping up on a volume scanner. Pretty thinly traded so far, but positive note from a couple of analysts on the retail space. So Target, TGT, up 1.6%, guys.
All right, here we go.
Just got the reload in Nikola here, actually looking to pick up a few more shares. You did have this level here when it came back in. I said 27.50. It popped through. I'm going to give it to that lower high, at least on a 1 minute. We're only a couple of minutes into the market here. So 3 shorts on of consequence. AIM, I still have a bulk of that position. Kodak, I did start at 10.26, but Nikola, going to see if we can't pick up some more shares. If it takes off 27.50, I'll rinse and repeat a little bit later on in the day, but give up on that particular short trade, guys. To get you all the way back over to NNOX, of course, as Brendan mentioned, again, off the bat, under a lot of pressure by multiple short sellers. 22, the temp bottom. I'm looking at 25 for any kind of a squeeze. Maybe it'll roll over at that price. I think I'd take my first shot at a rollover trade if it got back up to 25. Otherwise, trying to get breaks, but it's short sell restricted. That means you can't hit that bid without an uptick. Brennan, what do you got?
Just seeing Beyond Meat here, guys, just double checking. Yeah, they're going to expand plant-based sausage patties in U.S. retail. I feel like we knew that already, but a huge move here for Beyond Meat, right back to recent highs around that 158 area, 5.5% on huge relative volume, guys.
I felt like
204. I don't like, NEO. Okay, I see you, NEO, upside right now. Yeah, big little win here. Bang! So happy with that one. Hit the siren. We talked about trading this one with a big amount of shares. So we're doing that. That's why we're getting these out as we go here. NEO, nice moves to the upside, long 85s, now to 96, 97, 98. Didn't even notice that. Thank God we switched over and we're able to get some out on the top side there near $19. So a big win there for NEO, but now coming back down. Watch out for this one. Didn't even notice that. Let's get some more orders in here, 95, 96, 97, but there it is. A big trade here on NEO as it's just ripping to the high side now. Got to get some of these out, but a good trade here. Hopefully you guys have that.
Yeah, and Tesla did bounce off a little bit of a flush here at 425, 426 area. It got back up to that magical 435 to 438, which was the level we liked yesterday. That's where we made our money, was shorting off at 38. I'm going to revisit that one if it comes back up, but it also looks like that could turn into a breakout. I didn't reverse long when 38 broke yesterday. Today I will play that differently. It would be a long break on Tesla at 38. Brendan, what do you got?
Another little one, guys. We found out in the pre-market that this is not in our system, but NAOV on the NYSE Arc Exchange, Nano Vibronics up big time. Looks like about 1,000 times relative volume, just massive volume so far this morning on NAOV, a medical equipment maker, guys.
All right, I did want to say thank you. I see some super chats on here, and I want to say thank you to everybody. So first off, Matt Murphy, good on NEO. Thank you, my friend. It was definitely a good trade for me, so really happy with that one. Ralph DeLuca, you've been here numerous times. Thank you for your continued support as well. And then Manny D, we've already talked about that with the ice cream day, but what a great way to start off the day with some super chats. Very, very happy that you guys are liking the quality of the show and what we're putting on for you here. We tested Apple a little bit, but got out of its way as we saw it just falling. So test of Apple, we told you about 1150 in there. Big, not big. It was big shares, but we dumped it right away for a 20-cent hit. So looking to get Apple rejuvenated here back to the upside. I do like a 1150 break. Again, if we can get it, that's right here. That's where we got out. I keep playing off the 50s, so let's wait to see if 1150 wants to break. And then if it does, we do have some downsides of about 1085 or so. I don't know if the momentum is here today to get the NASDAQ going, but something happened yesterday afternoon in the NASDAQ that got it popping off. So we'll wait to see if that momentum can all of a sudden come back here. But 1150 on Apple. Let's see if we can't hit that to the long side.
Yeah, just looking back at Boxell, of course, Brendan coming with the news. They got an investment from Lynn, $22 million. A couple of things to watch. I mean, this 185 sticks out like a sore thumb, and then $2 even. A couple of levels there. So as we try to test back to the upside in the spike, it got to that 185, but is now making a lower high. This is where you look to short short off of that 185. Saw it on the daily chart, liked it there. Also like it when I see the pre-market, the opening range top, hold at that price. So I'm going to try to see if we can't slip into some share short of box sell. Still holding that aim, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this roller coaster over here on Nikola could be done, at least for temporarily. I did mention if it breaks 27.50, I'm going to cover this one to the short side. We did jump back into some shares here after what was only a small scalp trade. We chased it a little bit, but there goes Nikola breaking through to the upside, that 27.50. So a bit of a recovery here. You talk about squeezes. That's why I always have a stop when shorting Nikola, guys.
Okay, we just took some more long here on a Neo dip. May not work out, but we still do have some of that bottom spots ready to go in case it does break 63 or so on the bottom, which is what Neo needs to do in order for me to get out. And it looks like it's coming crashing down right now. That is Neo. What's up, Beep?
Straight off the watch list, guys. NNOX, that Muddy Waters note coming out this morning. We talked about 23, right back above. So we did get below it initially off the open, but right back above 23. Looks like a definite bottom for NNOX, guys.
Right. Another short sell report on that name. Pinterest making some nice moves to the upside here. Pins.ny, 38.36s or so, up 4% today. Watch out for this name. Another name here in the pandemic name, the COVID crisis here. 38.50. Everyone on Pinterest as we go. Some of these names. Oh, that reminds me. Let's check out Peloton. We talked a little bit about that in the pre-market. Oh, what were those levels? Oh my God. Gotta try to remember those. It was 88 or 89 or so on the downside here on Peloton. Let's have a quick look. Oh, yeah, it's down here. 88s, 87s. We're approaching that. Watch out here as Peloton comes crashing back. And then there goes NIO breaking that bottom. So what was once a good trade, we didn't even notice it up here at 19. So in and out, not great end result for Neo, but the market here is tanking to the downside.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's going to happen. Traded a lot of shorts today. Nikola probably should have been that Peloton break. We talked about that sort of 90 support. When it broke, it looks like it wants to make a test at that 87.60 to 88 area. That's where we ramped up. The 10% move from yesterday all started at that price. I would expect at least a little bit of support down there. That's where the short would have been terminated. You shorten into that support. If you get through it, you've obviously had a fantastic trade there. I do want to jump quickly back into Kodak. Of course, this has been in play for at least a few weeks now. Did roll into this short trade. I talked about this one yesterday, failing to get through the pre-market high. So when it fails to do the same thing again today, dip into the short. I haven't taken anything off yet. I got a 25 short, looking for it to test 10 even, take some out in front of that. But if it breaks, I'd like to hold on for the bulk of the position. Below that price, I can hit some yeehaw action because I did reload in AIM. Okay, I reloaded and I got some out here again in front of that 230. It just feels like there's a bit of buy support, 25 to 30. So every time I get more shares in front of that 250 level, 240-ish or so, I like to start a position. I will be taking that like 10-cent scalp each time, and then 15 to 20. Ultimate target, if we can get it, be nice if we go back to that 205, as we mentioned in our pre-market rundown. This one, of course, on the watch list, guys.
Yes. Everything on the watch list. And the watch list is a fantastic resource. We'll show it to you once again, just in case you are looking to, get some resource here. Apple on the Peloton, we just talked about that. Nikola, Sava, GameStop was one that we traded early. Tesla, we have to look at. That's watchlist.tradertv.live. Brendan, give it to them.
Another one that wasn't on the watch list, guys, but big move in the pre-market. Carvana reported earnings this morning, pre-market. So big move to the upside, 24% here for Carvana, 215, a big level. Go out to the daily time frame, you'll see it. So Carvana definitely doing higher relative volume, guys.
All right, Carvana, we're going to try Neo one more time here as we get a few shares now at 57. We're going to 62, 63 right now. We'll see if we get it back up to VWAP, which is 67. So we can see about taking a quick little 10-cent hitter on this one as it's 1857 long. Here it comes right to the upside. Just took some more longs down here. Playing really off 1850, which was the bottom. But we got to take profits on some of these trades. We didn't get out enough up here at 19. Like, we got to reward ourselves. We take out the big stick here at 1885, and it literally goes like 13 pennies. Should have took more out, but here we go. Enjoying a nice little 15-cent win here now on NIO.
Yeah, and speaking of it, we'll line it up, and as usual, we'll knock him out here on Kodak. And I talked about the little rollover. I'll take him out in front of 10. This is that support that you see. If we break this, I mean, yeah, we'll look at that wick at 980. But this is why I like that for the next level down. Sort of lining up in yesterday in the morning at about 1040, same bottom. So if we break this 10, I'll look to take shares off in front of 980, and then hold maybe 20% of the position max if it does want to break that 980. I think we get another one of those flushes. But yesterday's flush was so big, I wouldn't anticipate that kind of a single candle. We were short when it happened, and it was fantastic. But the second time, probably not going to be as good here on Kodak. Either way, it is in the money for us, but Box L is not. I did talk about this one possibly testing that 185. Oh yeah, 185 is the absolute top. I have not re-entered. I've not taken any more shares. I need 85 to hold, and on the way back down is the only way I'm going to add to this position. But my first stop was 185, as I mentioned. Brennan coming through with the news. Boxlight getting an investment from Lind Partners, $22 million. If it takes off that 185, we'll just be all out of this one to the short side.
Okay, we're going to cancel our Apple bid through 1150 here. Okay, Neil, come on, let's get going. We're taking some out here, high side 67, 68, trying to let the rest run up a little bit more. Have an order here at 68 as well. We're long at 57, so now we're in the money 11 cents and making sure that we take some out on this one. Brendan gave us Box L, give us another.
Rockwell Medical, RMTI, a little popular this morning. Just watching this 190, kind of 185 to 190 area in front of 2 there. RMTI, positive news aftermarket yesterday, but coming into a little bit of trouble here, looks like around 180, guys.
Yeah, and coming into, it's not necessarily trouble because Cassava Sciences is up 9%. It did gap, make it, well, it's not really a gap up because this did happen right at the end of day and then at the aftermarket yesterday, getting all the way to 1150. It's selling off rather heavily at the open, but worth noting it has finally caught a bid at 1050. I'm going to look to see. This chop area is what I was interested in, that $11. If it gets back up here, and there was so much sideways action that it goes sideways again, I think that'll be a place to enter a trade. Otherwise, looking for that 1050 to finally break. Kodak holds 10 even. And AIM, we're going to continue to get more shares out on the way down. It's Peloton, however. I was anticipating 87.50 might turn, looking like it's trying to bounce off 88.50, but still in a bit of a downtrend. We're looking for a dip buy, but it's got to hold, and 87.50 was the level that I was looking at least on Peloton, to see if we can't buy something.
Yeah, just talking to Greg here. Okay, good job there on that one as we discuss some more names. Neil looks like it wants to fade back through. This is why we take out some profit there on the high side. So we're long at 57, out there 67, 68. So it's about a 10-cent win, and we're going to give it all the way backside. But then here it comes crashing back down again. So Tesla workhorse as well. It looks like a lot of these electric vehicles. Oh, this is a good time to do this. So far we've lost on Neo today. So here we go. I'm charging up my Neo car and... broke off. So there you go. The profits were there, and now they are not. Workhorse down 8% right now. This is a nice little bottom, $28 from yesterday. Neo goes down and flushes out again. Apple still positive, but looking to turn red as it's going to break through 110 pretty soon here. It looks like, but maybe we'll get into some workhorse here. What's up, Brendan?
Just double checking on some of these social media stocks. Facebook, first off, very, very weak so far. Did have an initial pop to the upside. If I flip over to Twitter, we talked about Twitter already, still holding higher above 41, but a lot of relative weakness in Facebook, it seems, so far, guys.
Yeah, I mean, when you see that and you get the sort of the rampant Twitter, this is Twitter that I have up here. If there's a sympathy play, it's going to have to be southbound of 41 if it's going to start to fall. So that's the level I'll be watching, at least in the short term, on Twitter. If the market continues to fall, obviously the NASDAQ just cracked that 11,000. Twitter trying to hold up. It feels unlikely to me that it would, so 41 even would be that level of a breakdown. Kodak is still testing that 10 even, guys, and Tesla testing 420. Remember, 410 is that area of interest. We talked about this off the bat. 410, a nice little bottom when you go to the higher time frame, double bottom through there, but it did get through to like 7 and 8 each time it tested. Now about to see if we can't break that low on Tesla. 420, usually a psychological level. That break probably gets you a $10 scalp into that 410 area that was mentioned. There goes Box L, holding 185, so that means, like I said, I'm going to re-enter, I'll get into more shares. Need to see it fall down before I jumped into more. I want to catch it on the way down, guys.
Here we go. We talked about getting some Peloton, and we do that. So that's a nice one, finally. The money coming through on Peloton right now. We're long at 88.93. It's at 89.50. So a nice little 60-cent win here on Peloton. We just took some out there at 35. That's right where it is now. It rips high side there to 89 and change. Don't know if we can get back to VWAP here, but we're going to, like I said, today has been the day of me not taking profits, hitting the big wins and not taking them out. So here comes Peloton. Hopefully we don't have the same fate there. We just took out about 30% here, a little bit less than that at 35. Let it go all the way to 50, but we're going to wait to see if Peloton can't get going. We're playing off this 88.50 bottom, 87.50 the ultimate bottom, but we talked about this level that we liked it. This is a 5-minute chart, so we liked it down here. We're playing off 88.50, so let's see if this one can keep going to the north side here. That's Peloton. Already took a nice little 70-cent win there.
Yeah, and wow, Beyond Meat, fresh highs on the day. It's already broken this sort of recent like 158, 70, 80 area. Worth noting, just jump over here on the daily chart, go into late May, 167, and change is going to be that top that's of interest. Box L slides down, so that's in the money for us. And Kodak, again, testing 10 even. Only 20 cents in the money. I want a little bit more than that on a 10 break of Kodak. We'll take more shares off in the event of that. Brendan, what do you got for us?
We talked about this one yesterday, guys. Roku, very strong on the day yesterday. We're right back to, just took out that high from yesterday. Just want to mention 189.50 just got taken out there through 190 immediately for Roku, guys.
I guess we just, yes, Roku. I guess we just got to take Roku longs there. I was looking at Apple. We're going to see if we can get excited down here just a little bit below 110, but that's not there yet. Peloton back to the level where we got out, so let's make sure we try to get some more out now, just in case this does come back in the 30s. And again, we were waiting in the 40s. We missed it, but Peloton hopefully to the upside there on a nice little move. We are going to get some more long, try to play off that 88.50. We've talked about that a few times, but what I wanted to get to there, Brendan, was that Roku, and yesterday this stock was on fire, up, I don't know what it was, 10 or so percent, maybe even more by the time the end of the day happened. Look at this move here. It is 165 to 188, so call that more than 10%, and now we break through that day's high, so that would have been an absolutely fantastic trade. Love the structure of that, guys, taking it through new highs. What a great trade on Roku. Missed it, though. Got to make sure we watch something like that tomorrow.
Yeah, and watch out for this NNOX. As Brendan mentioned, did make a bottom at 22. That's not the actual all-time low. If you go sort of over here, it did make a bottom at 20 even. Just slightly higher than that, of course. But it is that 25 level that we mentioned in our preparation. It's getting very, very close to trying to break through. 25.25, technically the top of this little move in the pre-market. And this was on volume, guys, so it's not insignificant. If 25.25 goes to squeeze, certainly looks like it's on. My first look is always to be short a name like this. So if it cannot break through 25.25, or in the event that it breaks up, can't get very far and slams back down, that's another way that I would look to get into NNOX. Kodak, thank you very much. We'll go with Superman action, as it's now finally testing limited size at 10 even, so we'll take another 20 pennies off there, but now holding 60% of the position for that 10 even break on Kodak. Thank you, guys. Manny, $10 super chat. Thank you for National Elephant Appreciation Day. Sure? Yeah, why not? National Elephant Appreciation Day. Let's see if NNOX can, there we go, it just starts to roll over here. 25.25 does hold. I'll see if I can't slide into a short position off of that level. So first one of the day for me. I like this area. This is what we talked about on a pullback. So I'm going to jump into the shares. I can use this recent high. Got as high as that quarter, and that'll be my out. It's a tight stop. But again, if you're running in front of a freight train on a squeeze, you got to have a stop. Mine is going to be relatively tight here. Won't be my last shot shorting this one probably before the end of the day.
Yeah, Neil, I think Manny's pulling your leg there a bit, because I remember it was National Ice Cream Day. He still gave the $10 super chat there. So we'll see. Valeria will have the official day that it is. Later
I'm like Ron Burgundy, I guess, right?
Like the show,
I'll read anything.
We go long again on NIO here, breaking out through that VWAP. We're going to try it one more time here, breaking through this VWAP, but it hasn't been a great day for me on NIO, but we are trying once again here, long 63s or so, and then we also just went long Apple. So let's see. Hopefully this market keeps ripping up here, Brendan. Gives us good news.
PEIX, guys, we touched on this one, I want to say about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, in this kind of chop here around $5 since. If you go back to July, this thing has gone from penny stock status to $8 almost this morning, 3% again today. However, looking quite relative, or a lot of relative weakness coming in, I should say. Watch $8 here on PEIX, guys.
All right, and look, like I said, I got into this NYSE trade, and it's going to start sliding in the money for us. Now, it's a $25 stock, but, I mean, minimum targets are around $1, I think, on this. I got 88s to the short side as it rolled over. You could be too picky about the execution that we got. This first level here, 23.50, between there and 24 even, that'll be where the first out is going to be. So it'll be in the range of $1. No guarantees exactly what price I will end up getting. If it does make a retest of the low, I'm unlikely to have too many shares. You know what? I'll probably not have anything, maybe a final quarter of the position at the most if it does try to break that 22. I think taking out the low is its own trade there. So I'm going to see if we can't get around $1 winner on the first quarter of NNOX. I do need to get back to AIM because that just popped up on me here to the upside. Of course, we've been aggressively getting this one out. Like I said, 225, 230 has been support, but now it's retesting that same level from before. I can get rid of these for you guys, sort of clogging up the chart. But our same entry point from the pre-market, we talked about this right at the end of our watch list. Just picked up some more shares on the south side here at 40. It's got to hold this 50 level. Next level from there is 65. But my first stop is at 250 on AIM.
Okay, and here we go finally. Hopefully, I say finally, but we don't know if this is going to go or not. We're going to wait to see if Neo can get to the upside there. Took a little bit off. We're still watching that Apple. Peloton now, finally, some nice moves to the north side. We got to make sure we take some profits. We keep not doing that, so we got to keep doing that going forward here. Peloton, nice little win there. Up 50 cents, 55 cents. So a good one here on Peloton. So we've got Peloton long. We've got Neo long at 65s, 66s. We're at 70 right now on that one. We've got some orders at 72 to get out. But again, we don't want to miss the boat here on some of these stocks. We got to make sure we're taking out some profits. And then Apple, we're still holding that one. It goes down. This is a 5-minute chart, so let's go back to a 1 minute right now. We're long right here, so you can see the in. It's right here on this break of 1135. If the futures want to keep going, then yeah, Apple will hopefully give us some profits up here. If we can get up to VWAP, that'd be pretty sweet. So right now we're holding on to dear life on that one. Here goes Neo. Thank you, electric vehicle gods, giving some of that money back. Let's go. Peloton, 78 cents in the money. Neo, 11 cents in the money. And Big Bad Apple, 5 cents in the money. Womp womp. Let's get going, Apple.
Yeah, and just to watch out there, AIM, our last little bit is going to get flushed out for us. So I was going to hit this one, and it's going to be don't look a gift horse in the mouth. This is why we did it and took some profit. But I got to go right over to GameStop here. I took multiple shorts on this trade with mixed success, of course, this morning. But the last one is going to lose when it broke that 1085. We held the actual pre-market high here and are coming right back into that support at $10. So could be another trade there. Still hanging on to what looks like a good one in NNOX, but 24 could be a level. I'm now watching 10 even. If that goes, yeah, I'm not done with you, GameStop. I'll try another shot here at 10 when it breaks.
Yeah, we ain't done. We ain't done, Apple. Let's go, Apple. Here we go, ripping to the north side now. Yeah, big time movers happening. 80-cent win right now on Peloton. So let's get some out on that one as well. Neo ripping 12 cents plus now in the money. Oh, Sean, you don't have too many executions on Neo. No, you do not. You only have 54 of them. Okay, Apple making moves to the upside right now as well. Big cash in on this. Let's just hope the NASDAQ just keeps on going and Apple can go to the moon. So we're getting elevated. Hells yeah, because the money is starting to fly in right now. Neo up in the up 12 plus cents. Good trade on this one. Peloton, we talked about that. That's $1 now in the money off some of these bottom picks. When you believe on it, you do it a couple times. Good trade. We gave you Peloton early and often, so let's put this money in this wheelbarrow and just start going with it, guys. Welcome back, Mr. Rob on the board.
Rob on the board, that's right. He was a bit away from us. One of our, he makes all these great animations and gave you that nice one that you see there, little down arrow action on NNOX. I did get that first leg out, so yeah, we'll take just over $1 on the first third of this position. If it breaks down to 23, I'll get some more shares that I did mention. Likely to have it almost all out if it breaks that, if it tests that 22 even. The rollover 25 was the level mentioned. This was one of the last ones on our watch list that we went over. That was the short I was looking for. I wanted to test back to the upside. If it failed through that peak, I was going to get in. That's exactly what happened. I wasn't too picky about the price. Got 88s. I'm going to hang on here. I do have my stop still at 25. I will not be adjusting it unless it takes out or tests that 22 even area to the bottom. One more for you guys, box sell. Brendan, we talked about this, the watch list, but remember, Brendan's sitting there giving you live news as it comes. Box sell, a late edition, immediately jumped to the higher time frame, found 185 and then a $2 level as well. Shorted off that 85. in front of the level. When it held here, jumped into more shares. This is why I like the entry much better when it actually holds that level. Jumped into some more shares. First exit was right here at 170, so a nice winner already on box L that I got to thank the man at the big screen, Brendan Wickens, for. Let's go to happening now.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets here and see how things are shaping up. Yeah, back to green for the most part. Outside of the Dow, we are still struggling a little bit with the Dow 30 there, down 0.10%. Still the NASDAQ trying to lead things higher here, but we are coming off pre-market highs, 0.4, 0.3% for the composite, the 100, depending on what you're looking at. The Russell, 0.5% to the upside here in Toronto, 0.4% for the TSX. BOVESPA down in Brazil. Same, 0.4% to the upside. Few things moving around here. Interpipeline, little one here in Toronto, IPL up 4%. They announced this morning they're going to sell all of their European assets. So IPL getting a bump on that note so far this morning. CNQ, another natural gas name to the upside as well. 22.25 was an area on the daily chart. It held nicely this morning up to about 22.75, looking to take out day highs. And some of the cannabis names, a lot of weakness coming into the space again. Big down day yesterday. We kind of tried to get above 21 here, but right back to 20.75. Look at the volume behind this move as well. So some of the cannabis names getting hit this morning, guys. Back over to you.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Anytime we come out of Brendan into a win, usually I'll hit the yeehaw, but I'll go with slapshot action. And we're Canadian. The Stanley Cup is going on. Apparently, not that I'm following it. But box L continues to slide to the downside here. And again, I mentioned I would thank Brendan, and I'm going to continue to do so. Giving this one to me, I'll take more shares off in front of this 165. I would probably be almost all flat if it does test this pre-market low ish. Forget about this volume spike down here at 9 o'clock. That's when the news came out. The retracement was to 157. I'll definitely take some more shares off in front of that price. Kodak is testing back to the upside, but 10 even, definitely a good hold. And Manny is all over the place. And thank you for the super chats. Happy birthday, Andrea Bocelli. I'm just going to say sure because I am a fan. So there you go.
Guys, here we go, guys. Peloton right now. Here's the win that you're all looking for. $1.50 in the money. We gave you this Peloton trade early, talking about like 9 o'clock. Rewind the clock here. I gave it to you early. Why? Because we were looking to absorb that 88 level, and that was very well done. 88.60, 89 and change. Now you're ripping to the north side. A smooth $1.60 now in the money. Sorry, $1.90 now in the money on Peloton. So this name just keeps on ripping to the north side here. Here goes Peloton. Look at this, guys. We're long 88.75. Bang, in here. Upside, breaks through VWAP. Now we're back up to 90 and change. So $1.90 in the money on Peloton. 20 cents in the money here on NEO. Getting long. Now getting out up here. So that's a great trade. Apple as well. We did hit this one pretty hard up here. Got out near VWAP. That's a successful trade. So free for 3 right now. Hitting like Superman early on and often here today. Good trade going here on these 3 names. Let's throw it back to Brendan. What's up, bud?
The retail group early on. Here's another one. Bed Bath & Beyond, 7% to the upside. They announced 63 stores that will be closing as cost-saving measures come into place. So 7% on that news, guys.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at some other names here, Ralph Lauren is holding flat, oddly enough, so it hasn't even pushed to the upside. I do want to jump back to one from yesterday's action. That's going to be Dave & Buster's. Look, we talked about the going concern issues they had. They haven't actually filed bankruptcy, but again, under a little bit of pressure, and this is the level, you look at the daily chart, it's a 1665. We had a lot of success shorting a few days ago off this level. You look at the top, made it that same price 2 sessions ago, could not break through again, and then one more time, we are testing that same price area and failing. This is shaping up to be a bit of a squeeze play for you. If it breaks 1665, 50 to 65, that's a definite breakout long trade, even though I would prefer to short it. So you're shorting in front of that level. Watch out. Got to have the order ready to go. I don't want to miss that trade when it comes on play.
Pita and Nvidia here, just noticing. So we're getting out of our NEO. We only have a small bit left. That was a good one. So we're really happy with the way NEO turned out. And look, we did not let this happen to us again. We get out right away. We go long at 66. We hammer that bad boy, getting out in the 1880s there. So a good little trade. No, I don't want sticky keys on. Come on, Windows. Okay, Peloton. Yeah, that's the worst thing when that happens. But I just did clear that. I don't know how to get rid of sticky keys. If you guys do know, let me know. It's some sort of convoluted thing there. Okay, $90 is the bottom here. We're going to get out of our Peloton if it does break down below 90. We saw what Peloton can do. We're already in the money, $1.70 on this one. So we are ready for, I'm thinking this is Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
Stitch Fix, guys. SFX, SFIX, 4.5%. Another one in this group having a nice day. Just broke 30.50 there on a volume spike. Day highs for Stitch Fix, guys.
Yeah, we talked about a few names in that space. One name that we know is on the move, or at least it has been the last couple of days, but look at the range-bound trade in INO. It's basically giving you like heart palpitations if you're trading this one. It's a big mover the last couple of sessions, but this is what I'm looking for here. It's this 19, it's 1890, but this 19 even area keeps on ramping up towards it, and with previous resistance to support on the way down, and you're looking at it resistance on the way up. So much like not Peloton, sorry. Much like Dave & Buster's, this is the level I have to have when it breaks. So looking for that 19. In INO's case, I'm likely to stay away from shorting in front of it. I only like the breakout. 1870 current high, but it's this 19 area that I'm going to look at for a breakout trade sometime this week, hopefully.
Okay, we were just talking about NVIDIA there, and I did have a little bit of a level. Come on, NVIDIA. Here it is. I did have a little bit of a level going back a little bit here to 488 or so down here, 488.50. So we did get that ultimate bottom down there, 47.84. We'll try to get long in this little bunch up here, but NVIDIA today, move this over here, not so strong to say the least. Let's go over to AMD. Another name here. The micro chips, coming off right near the semiconductors today. We'll check out SMH if you want the semiconductor index. That's fading out today, obviously, as well. I'm not sure if there was a downgrade or anything on any of these names, but obviously, with the market being up, the NASDAQ's up here, we don't normally see stocks like AMD and NVIDIA to the downside. So watch out for some of these chip names coming down. But right here, this is not a horrible spot. 75.80 maybe on AMD. To pick some up, although we were down low yesterday, 73 and change. So let's try to find out what's going on with these names. But I do like NVIDIA better at about 489 than I do anything here on AMD. But this could be a crack spot, 75.82. Watch out for that. NEO still 11 cents in the money. Apple small. We have 10% left. Not doing anything.
Yeah, and I am doing a little something for NNOX here, and that's going to be reloading, guys. Another test at that same level before. We almost get top wick, but again, I was sort of sitting and waiting for this trade to come in. I did take some out. I get back into what we relieved there for the dollar win, and we'll rinse and repeat. This time, I will probably take that same third out for a bit less of a win. I don't think 24 would need to break for me to cover some more shares here, but it's going to be a hard stop at 25.25, and potential squeeze coming if it gets through that price. I did go back to the well on GameStop here, as it did take out that 10 even area. The pre-market actual bottom is kind of at 975. This is one I want to look to be able to add to this position if I can, anywhere below this 1040. I liked GameStop here for a retracement trade. I've taken several shots at it. This is just the latest one. I'm going to give it to about 1045, 1050 before I work into some more shares. It's 1010. Time to work for some upgrades and downgrades. Let's go to Brennan.
Hey guys, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at. A couple we've already talked about on this list this morning. We mentioned Amazon with the ties to Peloton introducing a new bike, stationary bike. That's the word I was looking for. Apple on here, Carvana with the earnings report, and Vroom also having a nice day. A couple of upgrades on Vroom. Nikola obviously in focus today. I'll show you that one in a second. Very strong, trying to test those highs from yesterday. Lumina, nice opportunity on a couple of downgrades today right off the bat. If you were looking for a short-sided trade. Carvana, yeah, blowout earnings report this morning before market opened. Huge move as a result. 180 at the bottom here. We're up to 220, 220 or 230 almost, which is this high, all-time highs for CVNA. 31%, $200+ stock. Nikola, 3.7% here. This high here is 29.50, 29.60 from yesterday. Again, a lot of relative strength coming in as we saw yesterday, even with the news. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, Apple making moves back to the upside here, and we take that for a nice little win. We still have it, man, 11.35 here on Apple, so it obviously doesn't tick all the way up there. We'll see if we can get some out ahead of 112, but things making moves right now. 23 cents in the money. Thank God for you, NIO. We did take that one again at 18.65. Now making moves back to the upside. We still got that one on. That's 25 cents. Apple's 20 cents, and Peloton's $1.70 in the money. Peloton does rip up for us again to almost $91 there. We did not get out. So I'm thinking about 90.28. Looks like it's going to crack through 90, and we'll be out of this one for a smooth $1.30. So that's just how you do it. We're still in, but if it does break $90, that's $1.30 for you in the money right there. Before we throw it back over to Neil and some more ideas there, 96. I do like AMD here. If we can get back to VWAP, this is not a horrible spot. I've dug myself into some trouble before getting in at these levels. So let's just wait for a clean break on this name here, AMD, and we'll see if we can't run this thing back to the north side. May nibble a bit here and use 76 as some support.
Yeah, we mentioned a bit earlier into sort of Walmart being maybe a bit of a more interesting play than Oracle. Sliding down here, and I was looking for an opportunity to maybe pick some up here. Of course, it's a bit of a stay-at-home winner as well. So 136.50, the current low. If you look at this little wick down here, a bit of afternoon support at that same price. So bouncing off that, I like it. I'm going to take a shot here in Walmart in front of that bottom. I sort of give myself some room to maybe add to a position if it comes back down to the lower end of this range. But I want to pick something up. We talked about this one as maybe a bottom pick, and it's not that something against Oracle. I just feel like the better play overall is Walmart. There's always going to be some risk, of course. Like Sean mentioned, the TikTok news. You can always get some kind of an update that can send this southbound. So I will have an actual hard stop at 136.50 at all times on this Walmart trade, guys. But I'll look to add to it if it gets below that 137 mark. Let that camera look, guys. I still have that short over in Boxell and GameStop, which I'm going to be working into. Like I said, not done with that one just yet. I believe it should give a better retracement than it already has.
Yeah, just looking around, and I wanted to let everybody know that yesterday, obviously, we added some Apple to our long-term portfolio and some JP Morgan. So this is the risky one. I don't know how good JP Morgan's going to be anytime soon. Down to 1% today. I like the dividend. I think it's best of breed. We've talked about that over and over again. Making moves down to the 3-minute. Look, you still got to get down here. I do like a short of JP Morgan breaking down through 93.85 or so. If that can come through, then JP Morgan would be a short. We're still ways away. I just did want to have a quick look back at this. Obviously, I like a break through 95.60, but the market's not going to give us that today, most likely. So we're going to try to be hands off on anything like that. AMD right now, we're in the money 4 pennies, but whatever. 76.25 is where we're long. Big size there. You probably just saw that at 30. There it is, right there, trying to show you some level 2s as we go. It's all about education today. And if you're interested in sports gambling, I had the over 48 yesterday. Good win there on the Monday Night Football game. I couldn't pull the trigger on Vegas. However, I was thinking of Vegas with the +4. There it is, sports bettors. If you're thinking to yourself, you know what, I have some friends that are sports bettors, or I myself are a sports bettor. I am one of those. So check this out at 11:45. How can some traits for traders be revealed and sort of pushed forward in sports betting? So that's what we're doing right there. I hope you enjoy it. It's been a fun one for us to film that for sure. Peloton, $1.40 winner. So that's how we're doing that one. Good trade on Peloton, guys, right there. What's up, Beep?
Pins, guys. Still looking at Pinterest here. Just got another alert coming through. Looks like, yeah, it took the day highs out there, 39.60, but right back down. So a little volume spike you can see coming in at day highs once again for Pinterest, guys.
All right, positions sort of loading up for me. We did add that Walmart. It's just only a few cents in the money here. I was trying to get some more in front of 137, but couldn't do so just yet. I mean, that trade's not done with. Sava, I did mention a couple of times if it pulled back and tested that pre-market chop area. This is what we talked about in our pre-market. It was on our watch list, of course. If it tested here, I would take a shot shorting it. Missed the first one. Obviously, that would have been a nice little scalp trade. The second time we're in here, I got 76. I could add to this one in front of 11. I'll go with that stop first. Another trade here would be testing that 11.25, but we'll just go with the first short in front of 11 even. If it breaks 10.50, I'm likely to add to a position, so taking the bulk off in front of it for a scalp, and then adding on a 10.50 break is the way I'm going to choose to go. Like I said, Walmart's sliding around. I'm only going to add at better prices at this point. I'm using that 10.65, sorry, that 137, so 136.50 as the next level to the downside. I do also want to go back over to Workhorse. Now, we talked about the EV space over and over again, Sean. Workhorse about to test that bottom. If it does break 27.25 or 27 low, do watch out. It's gonna be SSR very, very shortly here. So that bottom break, you won't be able to hit without an uptick, otherwise sort of praying to get an execution through, which sometimes you get. Boxel continues to run in the money. We'll cover that one in just a quick second. Kodak as well running for us. But it's Tesla. I'm not ignoring Tesla. It's 438. I have an order to go long if it breaks that 438 price. It was a key level from yesterday that made my money short. But if it breaks it to the upside today, I will go long on Tesla through 38.
Okay, we got a siren alert here as we go long in new position. Bang! Nice little win there on NVIDIA. Hit the slap shot there. Neil talked about hockey. And we are the Stanley Cup Flyers. And Neil, it is Dallas versus Tampa Bay. So there we go. A nice little 50-cent win there, but only out of 20%. So hoping that NVIDIA bounces off a little bit here as the NASDAQ is coming back down to that 11,000 level. So we got to watch out there. This is not going to be a long-term trade. We did talk about this bottom here, 487. I'm actually getting even less aggressive with this. 488.50, I believe, is where we're looking at. Yeah, break of 488.50 and we'll be out. But right now, this one's moving for us. A nice little 50 cent win for NVIDIA, but I'm not taking it. We do think we can get back into these mid-90s. That's wishful thinking, I know, but we got to try it. And then up here as well, Apple. What a great trade this was. Out, now we hold 5% left. 1177 was our out there on Apple from 1130 long. So a nice little 40-cent win on that one. But yeah, everything's turning up right now as NVIDIA, nice little bottom pick there. Let's wait to see if we can get out 492-ish there. Walmart, I think were you long or short on that one?
Yeah, we're long here. It's only about 20 cents in the money. I'm looking for it to crack 50s at least to start thinking about taking anything off. But I'm watching Boxel here, and I'll just tell you why. I got a few more shares out at this level. This is just the opening range bottom, 165. That's where I'll take some shares out, just in case you get some sideways action. I want to be able to reload at 175 on this short. I might have Boxel all day long. I've seen this one work out for me. Another one which I could have all day long is going to be GameStop if it holds below 1050 in VWAP. But you mentioned Walmart here, Sean. Like I said, this is that 137.50. It's all chop, all nothing, no volume in the pre-market. So when it gets into that range, that's where I'm looking to take profit. I was never able to get more shares. I was kind of picky about it, hoping that it would give a little bit of sideways action for that entry point. It just means it's gone in the money for us. So if I have a little bit of a lighter position than I would have liked, it is what it is. It's now broken that 50, so I will look to get some shares out in this chop zone that I just mentioned. The top, this 138, I will take almost all of it out and then look for a break of that. But if the market's not breaking to new highs, it's going to be hard to add to this Walmart position through 138. More likely to be taking it off in front of that level, guys.
Yeah, I mean, just thank God we were able to get in and out there of NVIDIA in for small wins, out some there at 490, 488.73, and then we dumped it down there at 488.40. So again, that's my P&L will tell you it's basically a flat trade there. The market's coming off though. NEO, we held a little bit of that one all the way back to 95. It resisted that that $19 break once again. So that name falling back down as well. NEO coming back to the downside, 1876. Oh yeah, we are once again going back. Oh, if I can lift this, I keep forgetting about it because it's still full right now. We got to hit this, but it's Hydration Nation is back in the building. Let's get hydrated, guys, and look for some more wins. Right now, 25 cents in the money on Apple and 12 cents in the money on NEO. And unfortunately, our NVIDIA came out, but now, of course, that would be a winner.
Yeah, and just going to give you a quick jump in here. On that Walmart trade, I just did get that first third out of it. When it entered that chop zone, it kind of got this little top here at 137.59. So it's a decent trade. Again, I would have liked to have a price closer to 137. That didn't happen. But I'm not going to adjust my target up just because my price isn't as good as I wanted. What I will do now that we've entered this range is I'm going to move my stop up. Not giving it to the low of the day when we've already popped. I'll now move it back into this range here, this 136.85. So I'm still willing to give it some room to the downside. And I'm still willing to add some shares at 137. But it now has to hold a higher low. Otherwise, I'm not interested. If it holds this chop zone, can't get to 138, market doesn't rally, I'll go a tighter stop here at 85. That's just my adjustment, but I'm still willing to add to this position if we get consolidation in front of that level. With any luck, we don't, and we just go straight to the moon on Walmart. Right now, we're going straight to Brendan Wickens for our small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Patience, the key today. It's been a bit of a slow one so far in small cap world. Cassava Sciences, we've looked at it a couple times. This thing's had quite the move if you look at the daily time frame. So getting to a point where we're finally maybe going to get a red candle here on the daily time frame. 1120 up to 1140, bit of an area after market yesterday. The news on this, one of their board members, the chairman, bought a whole bunch of more shares, so invested a lot more into the company. So that was the news that caused this move after market yesterday. 1120, 1140 gave you a great opportunity there right at the open, down to 1050. But as we've been seeing, 1050 down to 1040, definite support so far on Cassava Sciences. AIM Immunotech, yeah, I was watching this 250 area, and it's there right now, so we're going to have to be real quick here. But really wanted this 250 area to hold. If not, I will revisit up at $3. $3 the next area, watching on AIM Immunotech. So we'll see what happens here at 250. INO, one that was a bit of a mess this morning, really choppy. You can see, gave it to the high. That obviously didn't work. Looking for a move back into 18 here. If we get a move back up to 18, I will revisit INO. Guys.
Thank you, Brennan. As usual, you've got a fantastic price in Cassava Sciences that makes mine look like the ugly stepdaughter there. But either way, Walmart here, guys. We do get a 70-cent win on the second third. I mentioned if the market stopped breaking through highs, I want to take shares off in front of 138. I'm probably going to, again, sort of leave my stop in. But if it extends this far and turns over, I'm not likely to add to my position at this point. Now we're really testing that top. It could turn into a bit of a market rollover situation here. I will allow this to roll through a 138 break. So I'm going to hang on to these shares, but I'm going to move my stop closer to break even on Walmart. Successful trade for us here. So Walmart not quite to the moon. Because I'm watching a good show where they're going past the moon. Oh, wait, it's really good on Netflix, actually. So I got that on my brain, so we'll hit that one for you because we haven't in a while. But moving my stop on Walmart now, it's going to be a little bit less than break even. I do want to give it still some more room, but more like 137 even. Don't want to give too much money back after a nice long trade, guys.
Yeah, I love Walmart, and that was going to be a big stock for me to pick up when and if this market ever does crash again. Happy with what we picked up yesterday. We are out of our NEO. That's a good one. Now we just have NVIDIA. That's 55 cents in the money. Not going to take, should be probably taking that profit, but we're not. We're going to wait to see on NVIDIA, see how bad that can get. My target up here is 491-ish. We'll see if we can't get some out. Nice little mover, 488.66. So 488.66, we're in the money $1 right now on NVIDIA. Here we go. Let's go. Let's keep on going to the top side. 490.40. We'll see if we can wait there and get out, but maybe we'll just get some out right now at 15 if we can. We got some out there, cancel the rest. Okay, good out there on NVIDIA, 4,890 and change. That's a $1.50 win right there. So we hit the chicken dinner winner for you on that one. Still making moves to the upside, 490 and change. Maybe we should get more out. Still looking at that top. We just got out right there. It did flush us a bit, so now we're back to positive on this name. And I'm kind of looking at this, like I was saying, 490 and change to the upside. Get some out, see if we can make a clean $2 on this name, and that is NVIDIA. Still trying to play off this bottom of 487, but the NASDAQ, man, doesn't really want to move. I don't know what the catalyst is going to be today for this thing to move, so good out there on NVIDIA. Let's just hold the rest and wait. Going to revisit Tesla in a minute as well.
Yeah, speaking of Tesla, the EV space, let's go over to Nikola, which we did say could be to the, look, it's going to move on its own here, guys. I don't really know if it's going to be the strongest name in the space, of course, with the short sellers coming in. But it is about to break through this 28.85 area. You go. It's not the actual high from yesterday, but it is the morning high or the lunchtime top. 29 even, and then of course right here, double top, 29.60. It didn't quite get to 30, which was a possible resistance, but did roll over shy of that price. A test through there is going to be the next shot that I would take. If 30 breaks, I feel like there's another squeeze happening and ongoing in Nikola. But here comes the ramp to the upside. It's going to be that 30 level I'm watching a little bit more so than that 29.60. If you do go to we'll go to a daily time frame for you guys to be able to see. This was the previous low here, guys. So watch out for that 30 area if it does come northbound. Here's 29 on Nikola. I'm waiting for 30. Better price for me.
Yeah, wow, damn it, missed that one. I want to get into Nikola long today, but we did miss out on that one. I also did want to check back here on GameStop. That was the stock that I had early on. Not really doing anything for me on that trade early on, GME, but now it's making moves back to the upside after making a nice base down here at 10. So that probably was a great spot to go long with an out 990, but now you're heading back to the upside. Watch out for this VWAP break right now on GameStop. Wow, there goes NVIDIA. Here's that $2 in the money that we're talking about, Brendan. Big win here on NVIDIA. Let's take some of that out. $2 in the money. Hells to the yeah. Arrows up for NVIDIA right now. Give it, Brendan.
I love that one. Structured very, very nicely, Sean. MVIS here, 8.5% to the upside today, guys. We had a great look yesterday on this one. Mentioned it right off the bat. A lot of relative strength on MVIS. Yesterday on some positive news, took that high out right off the bat. We're up to 225 now for MVIS, guys.
All right, yeah, out there right where we thought we'd want it, at 490.50 or so, out as it just rips to the moon. So we still got a third left on NVIDIA. So a beautiful $2.25 win right now on NVDA, bringing you all the winners for you. Hopefully today are Neil and myself. Apple, 25 cents in the money, still looking for that. It's just bouncing around VWAP here. I actually have a 3-minute chart, so if your VWAP is different from mine, I go back to about 7:30 a.m. That's probably why. And then we bring it out to about 5:30 p.m. So if you're looking to get a chart similar to mine, that's my settings. Those are my settings, proper English here, as virtual learning gets off today. My kids are going to school and have been loving every minute of it. Thank you to the TDSB and for the Ontario government to allow our kids back to school. My kids are absolutely glowing and shining. And as you can probably tell, my kids are quite social. I don't know where they get that from, but they are loving school right now and staying safe. I thought they'd have a problem with masks, but they are not. Nicola right now, 29.63 or so. I love you, my kids and my wife. Thank you for doing all the hard work with that. But we're going to find some more names for you, including AMD, Neil. That's making moves to the downside. We've talked about that over and over again.
Yeah,
we were initially long. Should have got short. Should have got, longer down here at 75.50. But yeah, 2.5% down. Brendan looking for something on that. We'll find out if there's anything on semis, but even NVIDIA down 2% today as well. 492 is going to be my out here for NVIDIA if we're lucky enough to get that. Do you have something, Brendan?
I was just going to double check. Nathaniel Engine, there was a SPAC that was going to IPO on the NYSE today. There was a super chat Nathaniel sent. Just going to double check on the symbol. I want to make sure it's the right one. I thought it was PMVP, but it might not be. So it was on the imbalance locator this morning. So going to double check on that and get back to Nathaniel, guys.
That's why we love Brendan. He's going to get you that juice right away as soon as he can. I did say, look, at Nicola, that I would take a shot at it. Of course, it's going to come back up to this. 2960-ish top, and that's where it got to yesterday. But I'm sort of looking at this as well. It was a 30 support level, but 50, 60 cents in the middle, that little range. So I'm going to short into this here at 30 even, take our crack at it. Kodak making a similar move as well, guys, towards that 1050. And I mentioned, of course, we did have one short. We're going to be taking another one in Kodak in front. If it breaks, I've had to stop at 1050 all morning long, but I'm not going long on Kodak. But I am going to hang on to Walmart long. Nicola, if it does break 30 even, there is the event that it could be a bit of a squeeze to the upside that maybe takes you all the way to 32. So that's worth a look at going into the long trade, but not at 2960. My out is going to be at that 30 even, giving it some space to the upside if it does break.
Ooh, did you say space? Yeah, let's check out some Virgin Galactics. We just gave this symbol to Brendan. This was what we were looking at, pmvc.u.ny. I don't think that's it, 6.6 million shares and not doing anything, but it could be. Brendan's going to look at that one, so hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Okay, yeah, something right now. What's up, B?
Those are the units, so there's PMVC.U and then PMVC as well. So it's PMV Consumer Acquisition Corp was the one that just started trading today, guys.
Great. Cowbell right out to that, to a $3 win right now on NVIDIA. So there it is, guys. $3 in the money now on NVDA. Your boy did it again from Ontario, Canada, Toronto, Ontario, Canada to be exact. The home of the defending NBA champion, Toronto Raptors. Last time I'll be able to say that for a bit, as it looks like the Lakers will easily take care of business and win that. Oh, I'm long the Lakers futures as well, but only 2.5 to 1 to win. I had way more, obviously, on the Raptors, but I will still make money no matter what on those futures. So there's sports betting. Hey, you know what? Not a bad little thing there to lead towards it. Coming up after the show, of course, is sports betting. We'll talk all about that. You hear me talk about it a little bit. A lot of similarities to sports gambling and trading, including live betting now. Very, very tough to do, but something that a lot of DraftKings and anyone who's trading FanDuel or using FanDuel, you know about live trading, so that's exciting as well. Live gambling in play trades and gambles. Very, very similar. Check that out as we go, guys. But that's about it for me on this side right now.
Yeah, Sava, I did mention, guys, I'm going to be adding to the position. Normally, this is a trade where I'd be taking some in, taking some out, and then at 10.50 is going to be that level where you'd be all out. Nah, not this time, guys. I'm going to hang on to some of my shares at least for that break, and then add to it on the way down. Of course, it's going to be one of those things where it could break, and you got to chase a little bit. So I'm only crossing down about 5 or 6 pennies. I don't want to chase it too far. No market orders for me there. Second shot at Kodak, unfortunately, is not going to be a winner. Our first one was fantastic. The second shot's going to catapult me across the screen here as it does break that high. This is why I didn't want to get greedy at that $10 area, guys. If it bounces off here, there was the one flush, which we missed. We do make some money shorting at 25 into 10, but now it takes off the top, and my stop was at 50. So I re-entered the trade. It didn't work out for us. It's now headed northbound. I said I would not go long in Kodak on the reversal, sticking to that. Nickel, on the other hand, I actually would reverse long in the event of a squeeze at 30. For the time being, it's still holding that 29.25 area. I am short in front of it. One more I want to update you guys on. INO managed to miss this trade. I basically have every single rollover but INO today. A bit of a frustration. We did talk about this. Holding that pre-market top. Once it rolled over, I wasn't able to pick up shares on the way down at 18. This move looks like it's done. Brennan, you're going to be happy at Sava. You have a better price than I do. It's starting to get to that bottom pick there for us. But I have to update you guys on Walmart. This was a good long position. It is starting to come back in. If it does bounce off of like 136.50 again, I'll take another shot at the long, but I'm not reloading on this particular position. My stop is basically around break even. Already a nice trade on Walmart. Don't want to give it back. Brennan, what do you got?
Little one, just going to check on Vive here, guys. We've traded this many times on the show, including not too long ago, back a week or two. VIVE just popping up on a volume scanner. You can see penny stock, back to penny stock status, but just going to check on the news here for Vive, guys.
All right, that's a vibrant thing, that stock. Okay, Blink 182. I don't know if anybody will know that vibrant thing. You can find out and put that if you know who that artist is. I'll give you enough time to Google it right now. Okay, 9:35. We're talking about Blink charging here. Oh, yes, there it is. Kaboom! As we get run over here on, oh yeah, that's not, it's not a short. We are out right there and that was purple because I did have an order up here. Out right now, beautiful trade on NVIDIA. That's a clean $3 right there. So barbecuing up the wins for you guys today on NVIDIA. In here, 489, in again at 488.52 and out again right there for that $3 clean look there on NVIDIA. But we were talking about Blink 182. So let's go over to them right now. Yeah, below view op right here. Was a big day for them, man. All those charging stations, love what that means and you know what it means to obviously the environment as well. So good on some of that electric vehicle charging, but just want to give you a brief update. Not much happening here on Blink. I'm not even going to take any trades on that one. We have a very, very small position on Apple. Still looking at this resistance of 111. Looks like it will break. So we'll probably get out. We're long 111.35, but we've already cashed out everything on that one. So Apple, a good stock for us, but right now just waiting for the market to do something. Waiting for Jerome to come today. Steve Mnuchin, I see right now, is before the House committee. So hopefully lots of rhetoric going to be spit on this market and we can see exactly where we want to go. But Nicola as well.
Lyric spitting. Hopefully, they're not going to spit on the stock, but Nicola starting to roll over here. So there's that 29 break. It did retest a little bit higher. It's going to be shy of that 29.60 from yesterday, 29.48 the top, shy of that $30 mark as well. But I'm willing to sort of dig into a few more shares. If it does break down to about like 28.70 or that area, I'll probably take some out on the way in. For clarification, guys, I did mention if it gets through 30, I think the squeeze is on. I've shorted it 3 times today to make success. This is the third one, position pending. We'll see how we do on the stock. But that would just be a squeeze play through 30. It won't. I don't like holding along in a situation like this. Very similar to Kodak. I don't really hold longs in a name like a Nicola. That's just my personal opinion. Speaking of Kodak, like I said, it broke that 1050 and it is starting to heading northbound. Worth noting, just going to give you guys a 15-minute here. There is this level at $11. I tend to throw out some of these tops that get made on low volume. This level at 11 does look rather significant support a couple of sessions before. And then the morning high at 11 even. So that one could be a squeeze through there. Watch out if you're still short that name. I took my win and then walked away from it with a small loss on the second short position. I don't want to be throwing money away if it's a squeeze on in Kodak. Brendan, what do you got?
Big move yesterday for Zoom, if you remember. I'll zoom out here and see Zoom to the upside. Yesterday, you can see we had a big flush this morning after the gap higher. But look at this. Right back to day highs, basically, for ZM. Now up once again, 1.9%. Guys.
I want to come, look, I'm going to hit the floss because I haven't done this one in a while. I mentioned to you guys adding to the position instead of taking it off in Cassava Sciences. So that's what I've gone ahead and done here. I had the rollover first at 75, not going to be as good as your price, I'm assuming, Brendan. Add at 50 here, first leg out. You know, the first momentum to the downside on a break trade like that, I'm always going to take some shares off. So first leg is going to be about the low mid-30s. Here, I did get some out at 38, it looks like. Was my fill. Nothing scientific about it, just where it happened to stall in the first move down. I want to see if we can get this one to test 10.982 is yesterday's close. So my average price is going to be 10.60-ish on this one, like 59 and change. If it does crack down towards that 10 even, I'll likely have almost everything out. But a nice trade forming here in Cassava Sciences on the southbound trade. So they were up on good news on our watch list, but this rollover looking like it's working nicely for us, guys.
Yeah, I believe Brendan's out of that trade. But
Already?
We'll double check with him. He just had a good amount of shares. But okay, Roku right now. We'll see about the upside right now. Breaking new highs again. This is all-time high territory for Roku. Yeah, 194.08 looks to be all-time highs there. Yes, it is 190. And there it goes, breaking right through. Was going to take that break, but now we miss it. Roku right there, all-time high. So congratulations to anybody with a Roku trade on, because hey, you can't be out of the money right now. It's at all-time highs. So congratulations to anybody ringing in that cash cow on Roku as we go. The market's failing a little bit here. This could be a good time to pick up some Apple. That's why we're holding this last piece of Apple, just so we could watch it and watch the market come through. 1050 right here. Where's the jump spot last time? The bottom though, 1031. Market not really falling too much here, but Apple getting taken out a little bit. So yeah, probably some profit taking from yesterday. Apple with that epic move, up 6% here yesterday in just in the last hour of trade alone. Let's call it the last 2 hours.
Yeah, and just going back to that NNOX, and this is why you have to have a bit of an out. It is continuing its move to the upside. It's not really of interest to me till it gets back to about 27 or so, or it tests back to like 23.50, guys. So in the middle of this range, I'm likely to stay away from NNOX. Not going to be done with it. We have had some success here. Tight stop on our second entry, but a nice short for $1 the first time through. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Once virus-related high flyer, guys. Alpha Pro Tech, APT, we haven't looked at this for a few days here. It did pop up one day last week, but APT, big volume coming in here as we take out $15. If you remember, this thing got up to 25 going back to July. So a little bit of volume on APT, guys.
Ça va très bien, this short trade, and that phrase and maybe one or two others are all I know in French. I'm not really a good Canadian boy, unfortunately, but I can drop a disco ball for you guys. As again, I'm just going to work out of this one in front of 10 even, slid into more shares at 10.50, of course, and they're going to take the nice profit that we have on my average price. When I was full, I had an average price of 60. You're going to see it gradually change to about this break here on the 50s, and it'll be like a 47, 48 average price once I have only those shares left. The initial position was this rollover at 75, of course, so good trade on there. Nikola, going to be a bit of a, I don't know, we could have some sideways action on Nikola. The longer it holds up here with the market trying to roll over, you know, the more dangerous it's sort of going to be. And if it winds up long enough, I don't want to have the farther stop. I'll probably tighten the stop up. I want to give it some more room. There's 60, 29.60, and 30 even above us here. I already have a target here for 28.70 for the first third of the position. If it continues to roll, next out would be in front of 28 even. Right now in the money on Nikola, but 20 cents can come and go so very fast. 30 cents can come and go so very fast on Nikola, so you don't want to celebrate too early. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched, guys.
Yeah, no, Nikola yesterday was a big mover to the north side. I'm only going to look north on Nikola, but it does look like it is fading back through. We've already averaged into some Apple right now on this break. We're just trying to use this at 110, basically 110.30 as the bottom. So let's see if we can catch Apple on a little bit of a move down. Even though the market's not moving, that's not a good sign for Apple longs, but we are long right now, and let's see if we can't run this thing back at least, maybe not at least a VWAP, but maybe to where we started this whole thing at 11.20 or so. If we can get that price, then we'll take some out for a 30-cent win. But at the big screen right now with happening now, I believe, is Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, 1040. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. See what sectors are driving the ship today. Standing out right front and center, real estate and healthcare stocks. Overall, as Sean was just mentioning, market really not doing a heck of a lot. You can see we're up 0.4% on the S&P, but overall muted action so far. Real estate stocks strong, healthcare stocks to the downside. Everything else kind of offsetting each other. We have consumer staples way over in the corner here. Not a big move, but in positive territory. Utility stocks also in the corner here in positive territory, but again, not a big move. So the way this board works, if you're joining us for the first time, the size of the box and the color obviously represents the significance of the move. So the bigger the overall box, the bigger the overall individual moves within the box, making for significance. So these two right here kind of offsetting each other as well. Industrial shares to the upside, CTAS among the leaders, 2.8%, LMT, NOC, and CARR all in positive territory. So industrial shares also nicely positive. Look at the banks today, very negative outside of insurance companies. So most of the insurers in positive territory, everything else in the financial group on the downside so far. So have a look at real estate stocks again. This group has been beat down over the past week and a half, even 2 weeks or so to the downside. So getting a bit of a bounce. Consumer discretionary stocks as well, a little positive. Look at Amazon there, 2.8% to the upside. CMG as well, another one standing out in the consumer group. Guys, back over to you.
Why, thank you, Brendan. As the market, and of course that was, there we go. Just watching some Apple here, looking to see about where we're going to try to pick up a little bit more shares here on AAPL. We'll find out if it's going to hit this 110.20. We'll pick some up down here, and then hopefully celebrate if we can get back to the north side there. But watch out. I mean, this market could just fall. I feel like we're trading not blind, but we're not trading here knowing that, of course, Steve Mnuchin, Jerome Powell, everyone's going to be talking a little bit today. So the market could move, and obviously we're trading. Yeah, there's 1,000. Guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we've done this before, but if anything, man, we're putting the show on for free. So what you can do is share this with any of your friends. Make sure that they're able to watch it. I know there's a lot of traders that are part of trading groups and whatnot. So if there's anything like that, please share it, tweet it out, put it on your Twitter, put it on your Facebook, let everyone know what's going on here. And I did want to say thank you to everyone. Q-tip, that's right. You got that for Vibrant thing, and the chat blew up there. So I guess it wasn't as hard as we thought that was going to be. But right now, Apple just holding on to this 110.94, going to average in. I don't think this is going to be a monstrous trade at all. We're just trying to see if there's any bottoms here in Apple that we can hold back to the upside. So because we scalp, that's what we're doing. We're just scalping this through, trying to make sure that we watch out for this bottom of 110 even on that. And you brought us JP Morgan there, Brendan, and some of the banks, maybe not JP specifically, but yeah, down 1% today and looking to crack the bottom of this market right here is JP Morgan. So watch out below. You do have some resistance at 93.80 though.
Yeah, I'm going to hit a bit of a backflip here, continuing to slide down. Of course, is Cassava Sciences. It just broke 25, so I did take a few more shares off. I'll take more on the way down to that 10 even area. We've been talking about this one all morning long, and no reason to cover it yet. Nikola's getting a little close, so I'll try to make a little bit back here. You short something with a heavy short interest that's been, I guess, growing over the last little bit. You do run the risk. So we did have some outs initially. If you dig into this, the initial short off the open, and you just hang on to it for $2, you're going to feel a lot of pain there, guys, unless you think it's going to like 25. But it is starting to work its way down. So probably not going to get more shares in, but going to look to get some shares out here. As I said, why am I going to split hairs? See a bit of a buyer immediately show up at 70 the first time through. So I'm just going to Instead of passively sipped, I've talked about this before, and one of the things I want to try to improve, if I have a target area and I see some bit of a chop at that price on level 2, you can see here a bit of a defense at that 70, so some icebergs, some bitter step up. Yeah, just pay the spread, get out in case it bounces back to the upside. So quick 50-cent win there. We'll see if we can't slay the dragon on Nikola. It's been a rough ride, the first shorts on this trade, but the second one looking good so far in front of that 29.60 from yesterday's high.
Let's just check out what this market wants to do actually to the downside right now. It looks like it's leaking a little bit here, so we got to watch out. Hey, what happened to my Apple? I thought I was getting longer on Apple there. Must have not gotten that. So, okay, we will wait to see here. Apple now, it will break through 110. We still have our order out just to make sure. Yeah, breaking through 110 a little bit right now. So this is what we expected here for Apple. Not sure why we didn't get some more long there down below, but this is not a horrible price. But just watch out, man. We could easily break through now. Apple cracking the bottom here. Watch the NASDAQ. We are fading through. We just broke that 11,000 mark. So something there to look at. What's up, Bren?
A little micro cap here. Remark Holdings, guys. If you remember, this was once high flyer short squeeze. Got all the way up to 360, 380 here. It's been holding $1 over the past week or so, and the past couple of days even catching a little bit of a bid. So again today, 2 or 3 days in a row here, higher volume on Remark Holdings, 15%, guys.
As Tesla tries to sort of bounce off of this level, 422 here, the pre-market low, not say the opening range bottom, it's trying to base out at 424. Then you look at this market trying to hold as well. It's probably a decent time to remind you, look, Sean's talked about it here, and he does spend most of this one discussing sports betting. Now, I don't interject too much, but what I will say is there are some obvious parallels that I think are important to look at when it comes to the sort of the nature of how you place bets. And I think for some of you options traders, you're probably going to want to pay close attention to this one dropping on our Market Watch. I don't want to give it away, sorry, our Market Wisdom page. Don't want to give too much away, but you're going to want to check this one out. I think the mentality and psychology of both can be interesting and informative, and I think Sean does a fantastic job of discussing it. We talked about poker once. This one we're dropping today, all about sports betting and gambling. I try to stay away from sports betting because I'm too much of a fan, and I know myself too well. Every single year, I think the Bills are winning the Super Bowl, and I promise you, if I started gambling, I would bet on it every year, and I'd be a very, very poor man very quickly because they're the Bills.
Yeah. But that just wouldn't be a smart bet.
No.
You can make sports bets.
Maybe this year.
Yeah, I already have them winning the Super Bowl this year. So hopefully the Bills can do that. I think it's 30-something to 1 at least. So we already have that, but it's much better now. So we'll wait to see on the Buffalo Bills going 2-0 facing two cupcake teams. So we'll wait to see. 110.30. We did go long again on Apple, so we're still long here. 110.60. We finally picked some up downside there on Apple. What was our pickup there? 110.11 and 110.22. An average in there. So we're there on Apple, but I'm not in love with this trade by any stretch of the imagination as the NASDAQ keeps on falling. This is just one of those hope that the NASDAQ can get going, but we do have a spot to drop off. And that's the thing. If you don't have a spot to get out, then you can't hold these things forever. So we're going to get out soon. It looks like it's going to break 110 right now. There's some size there at 110 if you want to stay with me just a little bit. There is size here at 110, about 100,000 shares. Let me see if I can pull this down a little bit for you. There it is, 100,000 shares on the bid. That's just on NASDAQ, plus you got ARCA, BATS, and whatnot. So a little bit of a fight down here. But trust me, if that comes on the level 1, there ain't going to be much of a fight. They're just going to crush that size, and we're going to get out, hopefully, on that break. But there you go. That's what a live level 2 looks like, Brendan.
Yeah, Sean, you turn the heat up in here, and now Lucas is having to adjust it back to the downside. So it's getting a little steamy around here. We mentioned this one last week, guys. U.S. Steel had a nice move up throughout last week, above $9, and now back to the downside. 2 days in a row, big time move, 3% almost here for X. U.S. Steel about to make day lows, guys.
Yeah, when you look at a level 2, relative size is everything. Apple doing 50 million shares, so I'm going to take some shares off here, but it's on BoxL. But this is insignificant size at 160. I will cover some in front of it. It has nothing to do with 60 or 70,000 shares in stock doing 25 million. You just shouldn't care too much. Sometimes that's going to be informative, especially if you see a large order move around. So someone posts a bid, and then 5 minutes later they can't get filled for large size, and then they move it to the upside. That is interesting to me, but not here. Boxell's been a nice little rollover short again. Brendan giving us the news when it did pop right here at 9 o'clock. As we went on air, that was the pop on volume on Boxell, and then again at the open, making a move to the upside. It failed at 185. That's why I entered into a bigger position. I'll take a shot in front of the pre-market high, but the level was 185 when I went to the higher time frame, and once it failed at that price, that's when I want to jump into some more shares. Next break will be 160, and then 155. I did mention to you guys, we'll have most of our shares out in front of it, then try to hold 20% for that break. 140 was the original move where it started. I'd love for it to get back there. Brendan, at the big screen, he's got Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at how things are shaping up on this board so far today. Showed you that chart yesterday, said that the US dollar trying to break the top end of this consolidation that we've been in, going back to end of July, early August, had the big move down in the US dollar. Now testing this 94 level, so watch 94, 93.8 to be exact on the US dollar index there. If we get above 94, a lot of these going to be back in negative territory. You can see the euro already down 0.5% so far. 117, we were talking about 118 yesterday on the euro. The pound, same story, 0.6%, or Canadian dollar holding on to 75, begrudgingly holding on to 75 cents there. Japanese yen, Swiss franc, a little bit more volatility coming back into the overall market. Typically means these two are going to be back to the upside. Australia, New Zealand, about 4 or 5 days in a row now to the downside for both of these. Again today, 0.6%, 0.5% here for New Zealand to the downside. Cryptocurrencies, same story. This is almost a carbon copy of yesterday. We had Bitcoin holding on to 10,400, still negative territory, but ever so slightly. Look at Ethereum, 341. Remember, Ethereum in that last move higher was a lot more strong, or a lot stronger than Bitcoin. So back to the downside, 1.5% again today for Ethereum. Guys, it's a busy one in currency land. Back over to you.
All right, Apple, guys. I mean, here we go again. Nice little move off of that bottom of 110. We averaged in, man. Now our average price is 33. You can see we did pick some up. We can go to a 1 minute chart here. Why not? Let's show that quickly. Nice little 1 minute chart here, picking some up at 110. We did talk about that. So nice little win here. We started the average in here. That's why our average price right now is 33. So it's not a fantastic average price as it comes right back down. But when you get out at 45, we're just absorbing this, man. I still think we get back here. My next out is at 110.80, sort of just giving us hopefully that 50 cents that we're looking for here on the upside. That's these little breaking spots. But look, Apple's coming back down. This is just going to go. We told you the structure of this trade makes a lot of sense to me. Taking the long at 110 and then watching NASDAQ. If NASDAQ can get above now and hold this 11,000, that'd be fantastic. But look, to the number, it comes up and touches that 11,000 and now drops off. So let's see if we get a little bit of a bump back up here. That should give us that 50-cent win, but it's got to hold 11,000, guys.
Oh my goodness, I&O falling like an absolute rock. I need something to cheer me up, to be honest, because this is one, you go over some of these stocks and you have some ideas here, and I ignored two things on my list. I'll get to one of them a little bit later. I&O is definitely going to be one. But Valeria, I don't know if we want to spoil it here, but we keep talking about the 2,000 likes and getting on target and being on pace. It's already getting close to 11 o'clock. But we have something new if we get to that number today. So obviously you're wearing a fantastic shirt. It's not related to that, but it's related to something I'm watching. So give the viewers a reason. Why should we get to that like button? Maybe drop a little bit of a hint.
I got it, guys. Hi, I'm back. So yes, great news. I got new animation for 2K likes, and I'm so excited, traders, to check it out. So guys, please like the video.
And I did actually drop like a couple of hints as the theme of it is, if you might remember here. But anybody that's got I&O to the short side, congratulations. Talked about the failure through the top and then this rollover here. That was $1.50 or so ago. I'm doing my best not to chase it. Again, this is what we're failing at on the upside. And I do like it. Look, if it ever does make a retest of that 19, I still like a breakout at that price. But anytime you get a failure like this, multiple day move off of $10, then starts to make lower highs and then rolls over. I love the structure. Yeah, you're going to see me take that trade almost 9 times out of 10. Today, I don't have it, unfortunately. I do have Cassava Sciences. So Sava's still moving to the downside. We'll go with slaying this one. Not slaying the dragon, so we'll go yeehaw action because Brennan, of course, having an early short. I waited for this consolidation. I got the top end, then the bottom break. It's now testing 10 even. If it breaks 10, I'll have a small bit of this position left, guys, just to see how far it can go. You go to the daily chart. I mean, there is some room to come back in. But this area here was previous resistance, which can turn into support. That's why we're covering most of it in front of 10. Nice win here on Cassava Sciences, again, from the watch list, guys.
Yeah, there goes Apple. So Apple does break down through 110, which is fine. We did get out there, but thank God we took some out 48s, 45s, 27s. So still a loser because we were building it, but it's not a big one there on Apple. So Apple does fall back down through 110. We had the feeling that was most likely going to happen, and it does. So Apple making moves to the downside here as NASDAQ. We said it needed to hold that 11,000. It did the complete opposite. It looks at 11,000 and turns right around. So that's the NASDAQ for you. Now making new lows here on the day. Well, I guess not really. This would be the new low down here, 10,950. So that's going to come into play very soon on this one as well. Let's check out AMD. We've saw that one's been weak lately for sure on all of that. So you got to watch out for some of these breaks as well. But I'm actually surprised that AMD's not at the lows right now. I did love a breakthrough here of AMD, but that's not happening. So watch out for this stock as it's moving around. My eyes keep going to see if we can find something else that's moving. Tesla, though, on the march down to that 410. We got to watch out for that 410. That's a key level, no matter which way you're looking at that one. As Hydration Nation's kicking in as well. Watch out, man, because you do have, like I said, I'm staring at Jerome Powell speaking right now. Nice gray mask. What's up, Brendan?
PSV, a little penny stock here, guys, just popping up on a volume scanner. You can see big volume coming in here through 40 cents. This is an offshore oil shipping company, so just a heads up. If you're into the penny stock game, watch PSV catching a bit here, guys.
You mentioned a stock that was not a penny stock, at least temporarily. Didn't last very long here, David's T. It is sliding back to a southbound trade. It was 86 cents. It got up to 150. It's been sliding ever since. It's a 125 level I like best. It's a $1 psychological level, which we're at now. And then I'm going to have to try to play here, guys. So I look at this consolidation. It gives you like 105 to the top. So I'm going to take this short in David's T on the retracement. But this is one of those ones where sometimes I'll add to the position at like 2, 3, 4. Getting an even better price in the event that it wants to make a bigger flush down to 90 cents or so. But you don't want to give it too much past 104, 105. Good news, of course, is there's liquidity at all of those key levels, specifically 104, so I can look at the level 2, see there is going to be some selling in that range, which is why I like to structure the trade in that fashion. So we'll jump into some David's T a little bit here in front of 1, but probably again in front of 104, 105. Like I said, got out of some Sava. Still holding on to that Nikola, however. Nikola trying to roll over with the market here. It did make a nice little bottom. I took like 50 cents off in the first leg. It tried to get back up. This is the only good news. Stalled shy of my entry price here, which was $29.20. Got that a couple of times. Now I need it to flush, at least a VWAP for a $1 win. And then what I'd like to think would be this 27.20 area for a $2 win to the downside. Mixed results so far in Nikola, but we're making that money back if we get all the way down to that 28 area. Definitely. And then a bit of a home run trade if we get to 27.20. Those are the targets I have on this short trade with Nikola.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking for Apple here. I mean, I would love to get Tesla back down to that range here. If we can call up, oh no, the daily chart won't work because we have the reverse split, or sorry, just the split. Let's go to a 30-minute chart here on Tesla. See if I can show you this bottom. There's 407. Here we go. A couple wicks down, and most of these are real. Some of these are not up here, but when we came down to 410, we have protected that spot before. So if you're looking for any kind of longs maybe in Tesla on a possible bounce, it would be right around here, 410, 415 or so on Tesla. If you're looking to get jiggy with it, 408, 409, something like that. But 410 is the ultimate there. If you're looking for something to break out on the downside, would be Tesla 410 on battery day, which appears to not be the biggest deal. But like we always said there, you buy the rumor, sell the news, which is happening today on Tesla. So yeah, just crushing a little bit here, down 6%. It was up a bit yesterday. yesterday. So here you see Tesla giving some of that back here today. Watch out for 410. We'll try to pick some up like 411, 412, and then drop it at 410. But that's the spot I'm looking at for now, guys. Hopefully this can be a big trade, but we still need to drop another $10 on this name.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about how important that level is, and you got to stick to the ones that are key. Did miss a little bit of this trade here on Davis. He's starting to slide already, so I don't have it at 99. I tried to get it. It's running away from that price, but I'm going to be picky. I want my entry price and no more. It's already come back rather heavily. Time to go to the big screen for Valeria and the European update.
Hey guys, Europe today in a positive territory. Only Spain is down 0.14%. Italy is up 1.17%. France is up 0.39%. Germany is up 0.97%. And Britain is up 0.89%. Insurance group Beazley fell more than 12% today after raising its forecast for COVID-related claims. That's all with the Europe, and I keep you updated. Back to traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria. I want to get to another sort of, it was a high flyer. It's still a high flyer. What am I talking about here? Beyond Meat's still up 6% here, guys. Starting to come back in. If you talk about that sort of go back to the stocks that were running on sort of that COVID play, Beyond Meat not necessarily the top of that list. But 155, 156, this dollar looks like it could be some support on the pullback. This is a $7 pullback on what was a 10% move to the upside, 148 to 160, 163. So it's sort of in the mid point of that range. It's that 50% pullback from the top. It's also some consolidation on the way up. So a couple of things working for Beyond Meat if it can't hold this base and then turn into an upside trade. So if the market starts to bounce here, I'm going to look for an opportunity to go long in Beyond Meat now off that 155. Not quite there yet, but you want a plan of action before you're faced with the decision and know what it is that you want to look at. So Walmart did trigger me out. I talked about not reloading into that long in the face of this market coming back down. I did not do that. I just got out when it broke 137. So it was a good long trade. If it holds the bottom another time, I'll jump back into it again. But I want to see how the market holds up first. Brendan, what do you got?
Yeah, a little bit of news, guys, on Walmart. Walmart partnering. I'll get there. Walmart partnering with Quest Diagnostics for drone pickup of COVID-19 test kits in northern Las Vegas. So a little headline there for both Walmart and Quest Diagnostics, which is DGX. So I'll flip over from Walmart here to, there we go, DGX down 2.5%. Pretty thinly traded. Thought there'd be a little bit of reaction there, guys.
All right, DGX there. Tesla's coming downside right now, so you got to watch out for those levels that we talked about here. 410. If you did want to get some spice in that, Brendan, 410 is coming, so watch out for that. That's going to be on everybody's radar. So it's it's not rocket science, that play. We'll just wait to see if people bang it out or hammer it through. So 410 coming on Tesla. That's going to be a good one. We're going to wait to see Amazon restricts advertising. That's fine. Let's check out Roku quickly. Is that still making new highs? No, it is not. It fades off that top blowout there of 195 and change. This is a 30-minute chart. We're going to switch back over. What time is it? 11. Okay, a 3-minute chart should be fine for right now. Yeah, there it is. Big fail there on the all-time high. A fail or not? It's not a fail, but 194. It bangs its head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 times. Now we're downside on Roku. This may be a good spot to pick it up, man. Watch out for 190 coming through here on ROKU, guys. Roku.
Yeah, just got triggered into Twitter. We talked about that 41 holding up. Market slides down and it finally breaks. If it breaks back above this like 41, 25-ish area, I'll take it off. But looking to play this somewhat of a gap fill, and thought as some of these techniques came in, Facebook was leading the charge. If the market rolled over, this 41 is something that I eyeballed and definitely wanted to have. I'll update you guys on Sava. Definitely looking pretty good here, guys. It did break that 10 even area, so I'm now looking for an exit. I want to see how far it can go. We're hanging on to about 20% of this position, just under that actually. And this was the level we went to the daily charts. When it broke this 10-20, the next level down, really not much of anything until you go to like $8. So there's not a heck of a lot in terms of significance. I'm likely to just trail it. If it breaks back above like 10, gets a few pennies higher, we'll just lock in that profit. But I wanted to see how far Sava could go. Didn't really have a down target beyond 10 even. Brendan, what you got, bud?
Just checking on Sonos here. Not seeing anything in the way of headlines, guys, but nice little pop here on Sonos. S-O-N-O. Bit of a stay-at-home type of play. Through $15 there. Big order went off just above $15. Might have been a stop run, but Sonos having a nice day, up 1.3%, guys.
Like Sonos there. That was a good COVID play a while ago. So Apple right now making moves. It goes red on the day. So obviously the NASDAQ's down 0.42. So is Apple. So they're trading hand in hand right now with Apple and the NASDAQ. So good mover down there. Let's check out Microsoft right now quickly. One of my favorite stocks to trade, 203 right here. And we're still positive on the day for Mr. Softy. So as I zoom in here on the 3-minute chart, look, this is not going to get me anywhere excited about this. VWAP's all the way up here and not much popping with Softy. S-O-N-O, I believe, is Sonos. Yeah, there it is. Good call for Brendan. Let's just, come on, chart. Chart not loading right now on Sonos. So my chart just crashed. Neil, take it away and we'll reload this.
Yeah, it's gonna happen from time to time. It's live, guys. I got Sono here. Look, you're gonna get that spike up. We always almost immediately want to jump to the higher time frame, but there's not a heck of a lot to see until I just see this like 1550 area-ish. So could run into a bit of a resistance or chop at that price. 1520 the current high, so it's got a bit of ways to go before I am terribly interested in it. It just feels like if I put a trailing stop in, seconds later I'm going to get out. So yeah, obviously could have let this one, get out in front of those quarters like we usually do, 25, 10, 975, and then that would have been on the last shares that I took in on Sava, would have been a 70-cent win. I do get trailed out here for just under 50 pennies of a winner on the last of my Cassava Sciences, 1075 initial entry short. Didn't take anything off, but added to it when it broke 1050, then started to work out of that trade to the downside. Don't get the absolute bottom, but when you're trying to hold a little bit, that's me trying to experiment for a bigger win. I'm usually going to get out almost everything with a target. What I see is resistance. Obviously, that was a good level because look how it flushed through. I'm not going to be touching a Sava until it either retests that 1050 or even makes a hard base off of 10 even, because sometimes you do see that lunchtime support level turn into a jump off in the afternoon. So I'd watch out to see if it can hold above 10 for the entirety of lunch, and then maybe at like 1:30, sometimes you'll see that break to the upside. 1050 would be that key price if you're following along. Sean, you mentioned Roku. I haven't really taken too deep of a dive into it, but I do remember yesterday there was a good shorting opportunity. This type of a short is not going to be there today because you're furthering this breakout. However, 200 is the psychological level. The market is looking rather weak. If it makes another ramp to the upside and tests 200, that could be worth a look here on Roku. Obviously, you don't want to take a piss without a plan here, guys. You don't want to short Roku without a plan either. I'm going to wait patiently for 200. If I get a shot at it, that would be the one retracement I'm looking for. Not going to jump too far in front of it, though.
Okay, we are short now NNOX. We're going to use 25 here as an out. So NNOX here, we're going to go short on that one, down 14.7%. So we're going to go short on NNOX and just wait to see what it's going to give us. Yeah, I feel you there, Yushi or Ed or whoever did that. It's a quiet market right now, as though, I mean, if you're short, it's been it's been a nice one, but hard to find something right now. Uber right now, nice little drop spot there at 34.80. We can zoom back out on a 1-minute chart as my chart's still loading, so we got to give that some time. But breaking now through 35 is Uber. I do like it. It's coming up to the VWAP here, 35.30, but not fantastic. We are trying to get to 2,000 likes. You all want to see that new dance for Valeria, so watch out for that one coming through. But you got to hit the like button, hit the like and then subscribe if you want that. Valeria, are we even anywhere close here? It's 11:10. We're probably at what, 1,200 or so? 1,400. Okay, so 600 more likes. We got like 5,000 or 6,000 people watching. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit it, and then at least we'll be able to show you the new graphic, which I love. I'd hit it now, but there you go. Okay, so there you go. So she's walking at 1,500, so that's nice. Let's see what she's doing, and I promise you, it's better at 2,000. So we'll get that for Valeria coming up very soon, guys.
You better believe it's better. That's for sure. And we'll go with the Superman action because you can't get enough of Valeria on the screen, and there it is. Box L, and again, we talk about the watch list all the time. We go through all the names on that list, but remember, Brendan's also coming through with breaking news with a volume spike. At least a couple of them here, 9 o'clock, and then right at the open, Box L making the push to the upside, new investor. We identified a 185 level when we quickly went to the higher time frame just on the daily chart here, guys. Identified the 185 level. If it had broken through, fair enough. I think I would have waited to 200 for any kind of a long reversal trade. But it rolls over right at 185, and that's why I'm going to add to my position short. I jump in front when it tries to put in the lower high. But once it holds this level, I'm all about it. I just took some more shares off again in front of this level, 156. I did mention this was going to be a target, and I would only hold the last 10% of the position in the event that it'll break, looking for that 141, which is previous close. Usually very unlikely, but I want some on board in case it happens. Already a nice trade for us here on Boxtel. Brendan's got more. What do you have?
AIM, guys. AIM Immunotech, we were talking about it a little bit early on, did in fact break and hold above 250. So look at the volume coming in here on AIM. Next stop, as I said, going to revisit this one at $3. So watch AIM up there, 3, guys.
Yeah, it's a good point you make here, the revisit at $3, because for me, anytime you get the short this far on the way down, I was taking it off rather aggressively in front of 225, as you can see with all the executions. I did jump back in. I'm going to end up averaging in 3 times in front of 250 when it broke the first time. Then tried a second time here. The third time, I guess, was the charm, but I was already out the first time through. 265 was a bit of a level as well. So the fact that it's trying to turn here, not too shocking. But as Brendan mentioned, it's $3 for me. Otherwise, I'm going to stay away from AIM. We've already traded this one rather heavily this morning, and now have to wait for your particular prices to get executed before I'm going to jump in. One more here. Now, Brendan mentioned a good Canadian company, Alpha Pro Tech, not too far away from where we're located. Just like a half an hour drive in Mississauga, but already starting to fade back in. I was looking at this little chop zone here, 1520 to 1540, to see if I could get a pullback short. Unfortunately, a little bit late to this party, and it looks like it might break 15 even as we speak. Sort of worth noting, there is a lot of support at this stock if it does fall too far here. So I don't necessarily love the 15 break, but there's certainly a little bit of a scalp in this one. They're mask maker. So obviously you could see this one continue to rise in the future days here. So if it does in the event break this level, it's 1575. You can see on the daily, it's today's high. That is a long all day long on a breakout in Alpha Pro Tech.
Everybody enjoying the TraderTV Live sticker. You can catch that on the merch. You can't buy this stuff though. This stuff is priceless. It's from my daughter, 5 to 6 years old. Not 5 years old. So I grade 1 now for the first time. So that's going to be a good one. Okay, let's go over to Peloton and just see what's going on over there. Quickly, we did have a nice little Peloton haul early on, and this one, talk about a winner right there. Hopefully you're still on this game with us. Peloton, big win downside there. We did get out once it cracked. You up again. Damn it, wish it never did that. Well, it did. Out there at 90 for about $2. Well, that's a $2 win. Almost $3 there on Peloton. But now you're going to the upside.
Sound.
Break once again, Peloton. I told you guys that this Amazon thing wasn't that big of a deal. They do have first mover advantage. So Peloton now making moves.
Sean, I think, sorry to interrupt. I don't know if you guys might have a mic issue there with Sean, so we'll see if we can't get that one figured out and correct that for you so you can hear you. But Sean was talking about muted. Peloton there, so we'll just go. We ready now? Good?
Yeah, we can go back to me now. Sorry about that. We just put our mic on mute there. What we're talking about was Peloton long here, was cash money down here at the bottom. We identified 88, rips all the way up, and this is just what I want to bring to everyone's attention. VWAP breaks, womp, and we got out, but now you're making new highs here on the day for Peloton. Hopefully you guys have that, but either way, we're barbecuing up here, but barbecuing up healthy snacks as you got to get on that Peloton bike, guys. What's up, Brandon?
I talked about these retailers early on this morning, guys. Just saw Bed Bath & Beyond again popping up on a volume scanner here. What a move this thing's had. Just about to test these highs, it looks like, once again. So nice technical break over here on the daily chart above that 1330 area, which equates to right there. So we're trying to hold that now as support for BBBY, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting name. It's definitely an interesting move, and that support is going to be a key one on the show. It's very similar to that pullback on Alpha Pro Tech that we just mentioned. I do want to update you guys on a couple of names in the EV space, and we got this nice little graphic for you. So first things first, we'll talk a little bit about Nikola. See if it's running out of gas here, possibly. The longer this one goes sideways, guys, it's obviously going to set up a little bit strong here. It just resisted the market flush, so it didn't participate in that move. I've taken some profit off, but you can see a first short had to chase too far, small win. Second short took a hit. Now, this is something we talk about all the time. I did not have a long plan on Nikola myself. I know Sean likes that breakout long. I accidentally had a larger stop order for the buy down here than the shares I had short. Reversed into a long. I immediately took it out. It obviously would have been a big winner. I mean, 50 cents within a minute or two if I actually hang on to it. And of course, you can see how far it eventually goes. That's not the way to go. Look, obviously, it would have been a win. But if you win by breaking your rules or taking trades or making trades that you didn't mean to, executing your plan, you're just going to reward bad behavior. And that's never a good thing in the long run. So that's why I take it off. And yeah, it's going to look silly on a chart, but it's silly that I had the wrong order size for that stop order. If it cannot roll over here, I'm not to the point where I will put a break-even stop. But if it bounces off of 28.50 another time with enough support at that level, then I would put a break-even stop in and not turn this one into too big of a mess. Finally got into David's T here to the south side. That's back to penny stock status, and I'm finally short that one. But Nikola's got to get going to the downside. It's getting a little frustrating here.
Just watching NVIDIA. Yeah, I'd like to get some NVIDIA shares. But the market, I mean, everything should have been picked up down here when we were way lower. Now we're not so low anymore on this stock. So, yeah, NVIDIA, I just wish I would have noticed that again. We already defended down here once, so would have been done again if we had noticed it. But we did not, so we'll move on. Let's go over to Apple now. That's a big stock. We've made 33 trades on this again. 109 is the spot. We could go long again. We've been up here before, 110 and change. I more like this NVIDIA. You know what? The more and more I look at this NVIDIA, I kind of like this 493. Let's go back to NVIDIA here. As I looked at it on a 3-minute chart, we have a 1-minute chart up here. This is, yeah, perfect. This is 493 right here. So, yeah, if this market gets going, why not take a shot of NVIDIA through 493? I like it. You still got a little bit of time to go. We can be patient for this. Yeah, sure, it's buying the kind of rip here that we don't like to buy the very tops, especially at 11.17. However, this could be a spot to look at 493 and on NVIDIA as the market's coming back. We retake 11,000. That should be good for the market. So let's watch NVIDIA here going through 493 if it takes it. We'll be there, guys. What's up, Brendan?
I saw this one earlier, guys. Harmonic Incorporated communications stock looks like a little pop early on. Still fairly thinly traded, not even a million shares today. But just watching this one just popped up again through $6 there. Decent level on the daily chart for HLIT, guys.
And sliding to the downside, we'll go yeehaw. Here comes Nikola finally. Of course, it's been a mixed result for me here. As I did mention to you, we are short at 29. I am short here at 29.20. It is testing down towards VWAP. Now, you can have a target all you want. They're just showing you the level here at 28.20. But if it turns around, I will take some more shares off, probably a bit aggressively, anticipating some support down at 28.20. It was a bit of a pullback, a bottom here. So I like this trade. I did mention here that if it tried the turn, I'm gonna get out of it. It is what it is. I think maybe it'll give you that 27.20 move, but it held up a little bit stronger than I was expecting. So I'm going to take the money and run. Like I always say, no one actually went broke taking profit. I think there's a secondary push if it can break 28.20. So I'm going to take the dollar on the rest of it, see if it retests. And if it can fail again at a lower high, might be another short trade there. It's worth noting, yesterday, in front of 30, and this will probably be easier to show you on a 15 instead of a 3, just probably a little bit cleaner here if I can wait for this to load up, guys. In front of that 30, it got to like 29.60. In front of that 30 on the way down, it got to like 30.20. So that's sort of the theme here with Nikola is in front of those levels, you have to give it some room here. That's why 30 even would be that stop area. If it breaks to the long, that's where I think there could be a bit of a squeeze play, not necessarily through like 29.50, which is today's high, or 29.60, which is yesterday's. Obviously a good level too. But there's a decent chance we'd just break those and then fail at that 30 price, then roll right back over. So, sustained move. If it's going to make a test of like 32 or 33, does it matter if you're long 29.75 or long 30.15? A little bit, but not too much if you're looking at a bigger trade on a reversal on nickel. So that's why I would eyeball that 30 level, not necessarily 29.60.
We're going to eyeball, and by eyeball, I mean take Apple short right here at breaking through 110. We'll just give it up to here. Not a big long trade at all. 110.20. Just seeing if this NASDAQ move will fail again here at 11,000. So we're going to give it a shot here. Only 20 or 30 cents. Again, to understand that, we're going to give it up to about 11,000 here on the NASDAQ and then dump it off. So I'm taking decent shares, so I'm not going to give these ones too far to move against me because, again, this market could go upside if it does break through 11,000. I'm sort of hoping that we can crawl back to the downside. Then, if that does happen, look for an out maybe around 109.50 or so. Here it goes right down in the money, a quick 10 cents. But we're looking for down here, maybe 109.60. We've resisted a little bit. That could be a good spot, but 109.50 is more what we're looking for. And there it is, 17, 18 cents right away, guys.
I don't know that I've heard the sound for the cash cow, guys, so I was just listening in there. We don't always get in our ear those little marks, but watching Kodak here again, it was a bit of a mixed trade. Nice short off the open. It did make a move to the upside. I told you that I don't want to be long Kodak. That's why we didn't take any long positions. We're now back below that 1050 area, so I'm going back into playing the weakness in Kodak. I'll take this sideways action at VWAP, jump into another trade here as long as it holds, and look for another push to the downside. I'll be likely giving it to this level, not the high of the day, that 1065. So that's the plan here in Kodak. Of course, just got a nice nickel trade to the short side. But Brendan's got another name for us. What do you
I saw a note a little while ago, 20 minutes or so ago, about Apple here, guys. Looks like there's an issue right now with Apple Music, and now more users reporting problems with Apple TV. So not a huge deal, but just a heads up if you're watching Apple.
Yeah, and if you're watching Apple, you're not watching it if you have problems with Apple TV, I guess, Brendan. But we like that morning show there. Brendan mentioned that they won some Emmy. I think it was supporting actor or something like that. Bang, yeah, nice one right there. Oh, we haven't hit bang yet. So we got a little banger action there for the call on Apple TV. If you haven't watched Morning Show, definitely check that out. It's a good one. Okay, we're getting out of some Apple downside. It's a 20-cent win right now. We'll find out. I don't know anything about that user experience on Apple TV or Apple Music there, brought to you by Brendan. But we just took that out for that 30-cent win. I guess 25 or so cent win on that one. So now, obviously, if it comes back up to 110 and change, we will watch that. But here goes the market. Watch out for this 11,000. That's really just the play that we have on Apple. The market and Apple basically neck and neck here. NASDAQ down 0.5, NASDAQ down 0.13. So it's trading basically hand in hand. One of our top stocks has been AMD. Watch it near VWAP right now. I'm not going to go long AMD and short Apple. We're going to have to get out of our Apple first, and then we'll look for AMD. But watch out. Approaching that 11,000, we'll probably get out of our Apple trade very, very soon. Breaking through 1020, guys. That'll be our out. 20-cent win, 20-cent loser. We're washing it. But again, it's 11:30.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting close to that time where things start to slow down, and obviously, it's a big day. Everyone talks about Battery Day. The EV space has been in play, but I want to go back to INO, which has just been in play for several days now. There's a few things forming here. One, we already talked about this for multiple days now. 1890-ish top for this is now 4 sessions that we've tested it. 4 sessions it's failed to break. I'm going to be on that when it breaks. 19 even will round up to. But this pullback that we're talking about and outline, I'm glad a couple of people had it. Daryl, one of our members, congratulations to you for actually jumping into this trade. Look at this 1650 support yesterday, support in the afternoon. If you go back into Friday, this is a bounce off of that same level here. So 2 ways I'm going to play this. There's obviously a gap to fill if it breaks down, so I'm going to be shorting it. That's just the way it is when you fail at a level like 19. The other play, if it holds this higher low, maybe even pulls back at 17 and holds that, I might take it to the long side. It's a bit of a bullish play here on INO. I'm adding to my David T position. But if this breaks up, it's got room to test before it could fail at that 1850 to 19 even area. It's $1 away from it right now. 1650 breakdown INO. But if it gives me a shot at 17s long, first time today I'll be bullish on INO at that price.
Okay, we're going to also hold a little bit of AMD here. Long right now 22s on AMD as it's trying to make moves to the upside there. We talked about liking AMD. It's right near VWAP right now. So we'll see if we get some out here for a quick scalp, offering this out at about 27 for half of what we have. It's just going to be a quick 5-cent scalp, and then we'll hold the rest and then see if we test back up here 40s or 50s before we go more hella long on that one. NVIDIA does break. I wish I was looking at this one and it wasn't focused on NVIDIA here, but that 493 does break back through VWAP there. Don't like this one as NASDAQ does not break 11,000. So we're in this one a little early. We need it to go. Don't like this. Did not mean to get into it, but we did have our stop order sitting there. So that's what happens when you're trading on the show. But 493, we are long here on NVIDIA. Hopefully, if NASDAQ takes this, we'll like it. But yeah, not yet. NASDAQ has not taken 11,000, so watch out here. AMD will try to get out of a little bit to the upside if we can, and then now we got to worry about NVIDIA. So I'm long 2 of the semis here, which will follow the market. So let's hope for a break here of 11,000.
Yeah, just watch out to that NNOX. Going to have a new trade in here. If it breaks 24.50, just watching it hold this level. Going sideways after it did not get to 27. So that's going to trigger in. Look, it's only 35 minutes left, so don't guarantee we'll get to see that one live. I do want to take you guys back over to, Brennan did mention this name a few times, Beyond Meat. Rolling over a little bit here. I did say if this one headed southbound, it could be a bit of a pullback play, but also if we held 155. Now, it didn't quite get there, unfortunately. I got to 156.40. I was looking for a bit of a dip further for some support. I'm going to keep that area in mind. If it does start to ramp to the upside, could be a trade where you take a breakout and then give it to the bottom here and see if it can't make another run to the high end. But for now, Beyond Meat bounces, but not where I wanted to get in. INO is about to give me the entry down around 17 on this little pullback. So you'll likely see that one trigger in the teens. I want this one to come to me. As I said it, you'll see it pop up there. Oh, it's not on the position board, unfortunately, guys, but INO does just pop in on that little pullback. I literally mentioned the teens and then got filled there at 16, so I was waiting for it to come back in a little closer to 17 even. 16.50, a great level going back into yesterday and previous sessions. Brennan, what do you got?
Looking for some headlines here, guys, on Aurora Cannabis. Outside of the fact they're reporting aftermarket tonight, so ACB reporting aftermarket tonight. Not seeing anything in the way of news, but look at this ramp job right now on ACB, up 8%. Big time volume coming in at this point. We'll keep looking, guys.
Ramp job. I like that. Let's check out CGC as well, and we'll see if anything's going on some of these ones. As these getting ramped up. Where's Weed Batman? There he is. Cannabis Batman, CGC.NY, of course, coming through. Oh, yeah, there it is. A nice little move off the bottom as well. 1548, CGC making moves to the upside. Maybe Aurora is going to beat APHA, another name here on the NASDAQ. Afria, 446, the same kind of thing happening right here. It's only a 1% move to the upside, but Aurora reporting. So if you do like the cannabis sector, get your money in maybe now as, a big report aftermarket. Remember ACB, guys, though, it's split 10-1. So this stock is really just dead money as it goes. I'm a bag holder on most of these, but, here we go. My chart not working for the daily chart. So we'll have to come back on that, close that program, and then minimized. But right now, ACB making moves upside. I actually like that for a play, probably, Brendan. If you are looking to play some options, maybe some marijuana companies here could go. I'd imagine they'd be pretty expensive. ACB, though, a good Canadian name for cannabis.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely worth a look. I did just jump back into some Kodak as well. I mentioned this one off that 1050 level. So a new execution, INO long, and in Kodak now into the short position. Now, this is just a bit of a pullback type of play. It's already made its move through the high. Didn't want the long break. It's now consolidating sideways. So it stays in the sideways action. Shorting in front of that 50 level again. If it rolls over, we'll maintain a $10 target, which was the bottom. Off of the open. Yes, there was this flush. Yesterday, we were able to catch that flush when it happened at 9:30. Today, I wasn't shorting until it actually popped. So I'll go 10 even, the next level down, just like last time, only we got a bit of a better price. Short here at 10. 38 is my average price on Kodak, so giving it to that 50. Not a huge amount of risk reward. INO will let this one slide back down. Now, ideally, what you'll have happen is some sideways action in front of like 80 to 17. But a 1-minute chart isn't the best way to look at this trade. You look at the 15-minute here, and the idea being if it can hold this 1650 area, I think a good shot that it retests towards some of these highs. Ultimately, 19, that's that big top, guys. If it breaks through there, I am going to be going into another long trade. This particular long is into that range. If it can hold this bottom, I like the breakout potential of INO. But if 1650 can't hold, that's sort of an obvious short. So I'll go from long into a short position if 1650 does break. So long INO, just a few shorts here still on David's T and Kodak, and a small piece of box L as well.
Okay. Yeah, wow, Facebook. We said we'd look at Facebook for you, and we're going to do that right now. Facebook, really, really strong here today. Big time mover, 2% upside. Facebook's been one of the most beat down of the FANG names, so maybe no surprise that this is happening right here for Facebook. 256. You can get a drop down price down into this level. That would be pretty sweet if you're looking to get anything long. You could take off a little bit, or take a little bit if we break. There it goes. Breaking through 253.50 now as the NASDAQ looking to get backside now. On this name, Facebook. Wow. Okay, missed it. Thank you to SH, I think it was, there, who brought it to our attention. Facebook was running around this area there, so a good little mover here, trying to break down this top. The high 253.60 right there. Don't know if there's news about Facebook, but we're already up that 2% today on this name, so it's a big one here. We'll wait to see. Should have taken this instead of NVIDIA, as NVIDIA right now having a problem because it's not breaking this 11,000. It needs to go, man. The market needs to break. And if we can get a big win there on NVIDIA. We're almost out of our, well, we are. AMD was a big win. We dropped off half there once we realized we got into the NVIDIA trade as well. But here we go, making moves to the upside, hopefully, is the semiconductors. Tesla, still doing nothing, waiting to defend. And again, it's 420, but remember, this is not the 420 that Elon was talking about. He was talking about it way lower when the stock was not split 5-1. So times this by 5, and you're over $2,000 right now on Tesla. So Tesla, big mover. Obviously, if you're a holder of this stock, it's been great for you, but the bottom's only 417. We were waiting down near 415 to get along against that 410, guys.
Yeah, and just want to reiterate, I got out of that Nikola trade, of course, a little bit shy of our last target, but I'm looking to re-enter it in the event that we get a break here of this level, 28.25. So it's getting pretty close to it right now. Oppenheimer. Oh, there we go. Oppenheimer raising their target on Facebook, but I'm lowering my target on Nikola here. If we get another chance to short it, I will jump in. But it's 28.25 that we'll be taking, and I just got more David's T to the short side. Let's stay penny stock status there. On that one. INO, I have not added to it. If it breaks 17 and then comes back up on the north side, I'll get in that way.
Okay, unfortunately, we just got out of that NVIDIA, and again, this was like a mistake. So we held it a little bit. We did take that $2 loss there on that, so we're just going to hold a little small bit to see if it does make its way back down to 488. That was just an unfortunate set of events there. AMD, though, right now, we're watching this 11,000. It looks like the market's going to fail off that, so I do like an an AMD short, maybe. That's why we dumped our shares. We're holding a little bit on right now. 75.95. I don't know. All these stocks are still so high. Someone said we need the market to take a sip of coffee so that it can get going a little bit. I agree, man. Right now, just sleepy time here on this market, so we're going to have to give it a little bit of room.
As long as they choose coffee, not
time as we go. Microsoft, though, coming backside as well. 203. We should have got long down here at 202. These are some good spots. I think you need to be patient right now. Let the market fail a little bit. See if you can come back down here and then pick up some high-quality names at a better price than what we're looking at right here, guys.
Yeah, here comes that test under. I was about to show you guys David's T. Yeah, I'm getting some more shares in this. I did talk about getting more in front of that 105. So that's continuing to happen. But here comes that test in INO at 17 even. So I want to make sure as it breaks it, if we can come back and hold above, that's when I'm going to add to my position. Otherwise, it's got to be a test of that low. Put in a higher low, and that's the other way I'll add to it. That's a longer-term trade. Like I said, I could be in this one either if it breaks the bottom or gets all the way back up to that 19. But you guys know what time it is. We actually usually do this like Monday, Wednesday, Friday here, Sean. But today we do have a special guest trader of the day, and I don't want to spoil the difference here with this guest. Let's just go right over to Brendan for that introduction.
Hey guys, yeah, it's that time. Guest trader of the daytime. We have a very special guest. We're very, very happy to welcome one from the family, one from the Day Trade the World family, Ignacy Ferraz, joining us from Mexico City, of all places. Quite far south, obviously. There's Ignacy. Good to have you with us, Ignacy. Welcome to the show. It's obviously your first time, but one from the family, as I mentioned, in the Day Trade the World family. How has your morning been? What have you guys been looking at?
Good morning, guys. How are you? Well, this morning was really choppy for us, but nice trades.
Yeah.
At the beginning, 1 hour trading only today, but was good. But the market is choppy, no? The SPY is not direction.
Yeah, a lot of sideways action. We had a little bit, individual names that were moving right off the open this morning, but we're kind of stuck in a range, it seems like, right now for the overall market. We'll get back to the guys here and back to the market. Here's Neil.
Good morning, Ignacy. Welcome to the program. It's good to see you, obviously. So, as Brendan mentioned, part of the Day Trade the World family, you guys see not a full trading floor that we have behind us because, of course, with distancing, we are some traders that are still remoting. As for you, just a couple questions. How long have you been operating your office? Where are you at in terms of scale?
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Excellent.
Well, in Mexico now. We are here from 2018, so something like 2 years. But in Day Trade the World, I started at 2006, almost 15 years ago in Barcelona.
Yes, and
Yes.
I'm not going to look. Obviously, Sean and I have been around about as long as that is as far as I'm going to go here. So, look, obviously, if you've been trading that long, like we have here, lots of changes have happened in the market. You can jump from one style to another. What are you guys primarily looking at? And you said it's a lot of sideways trade, which would lead me to suggest you're doing some momentum trading, obviously. But what's the primary style that all your traders do? Or is there even a primary style that you're looking at on your floor?
Well, we basically we look for abnormal huge volume in the stocks. Doesn't care for us if this is a small cap or a big cap. It doesn't matter. We need volatility, liquidity, and that's what we are looking. No, we try to look the left side of the chart and to detect important levels to trade, supports and resistance, and then we also try to look the level 2 and time and sells that in Prosper Pro is very nice how it looks like.
Yeah, and that's important for everyone to see here, guys. Obviously, you see our sponsor up there, Lewis Daniels. But it's just one of those things where you have direct market access like we do at Day Trade the World. And if you're going to have that advantage, you want to make sure you're taking advantage of the edge. You'll see on our watch list, we're very much concerned with volume and volatility. Because liquidity is going to matter to some of your trades as well. So you'll probably see us reference that from time to time, the level 2. I'll just give you an idea for everyone that might be tuning in new. Not everyone is seeing a level 2. We have access to almost every single gateway like we do, and that's why you'll see us reference it from time to time to see big buyers, big sellers. Also go to the charts for some support and resistance as well. So I'm glad you're pointing that when I was sort of reinforcing that point that Sean and I make. It's nice. You guys hear Sean, Brennan, and I talk about these things all the time, but this is sort of across the board for day traders that these things are important. Is there any particular name that you've been involved in a trade today that you wanted to sort of give a look at or maybe tell us how it went?
Well, today I made 3-4 trades, and for me the best trade was in SABA, S-A-B-A. At the beginning, I tried the red to green. It was a small trade, but it was good because the 11 breakout was an important level. You have many important levels above that yesterday in aftermarket, and definitely was a good trade. And then page and what more we did, I don't remember now. I have the Prosper Pro close.
That's okay. I wanted to point out, you mentioned Sava there, right? And one of the advantages of day trading, you can go both ways here. That 11 break, I didn't have it. I was looking for it to fail back below that price to enter a short. So you can always play those key levels multiple ways. You'll hear it all the time. I know Sean, he's made money long in nickel the last little bit. I've usually been making my money short trading. Obviously, when you're day trading, that can be a huge advantage for us here on the program. But I kind of hinted, Sean, how long we've been trading, but Ignacy, since all the way back in 2006. And I know that means we can all remember 08. We haven't seen anything quite like that again, but one of the themes we always say as traders is you got to be alive for when the big ones do come. And I'm not saying we're going to get something like that again, but we have some catalysts coming with the election as well. So always good to make sure you put the money in when the market's moving, and when it's sideways, sometimes you just stay on the sidelines a little bit.
All right, guys, Microsoft right now, big little move here. Big little move. We're long at 203.50 right now on Microsoft, approaching that VWAP. We take a little bit of an early long, breaking by this level now. So let's see if Microsoft now can't get going, as again, we're bouncing our heads up against this 11,000. We just need that to break. So we got NVIDIA on board, and we've got Mr. Softy on board right now. So our drop spot is going to be the bottom of this 1 minute candle that happened right before. So 203.14 or so will get out, which means if we're long at 50 and our out's going to be 14, we're trying to get 30 cents on this one, man, up to 203.80 or so. But it looks like it just wants to resist this VWAP spot. So we take out about, I don't know, 20% or so right now, and then we'll hold the rest, see if we get it back into the 60s. Here we go. Let's get going a little bit here, market time. See if we can't get, bang! Nice little win there. Hopefully, Ignacy there, that's a good one for you. We'll pop some wheelies off right now going into this. Do you guys trade any Europe? Because Europe is now closed, if you guys are into that at all. Ignacy.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's
How
up,
are
buddy?
you? No, we don't trade Europe. We trade basically US and some imbalance in Brazil. But
Yeah, Brazil's been pretty good lately, hasn't it?
yes, last 2-3 years was good for Brazil. Very bullish market, and you can see a lot of institutional investors trading that market. The big banks, the big brokers. And in imbalance, there is many volume there. So it's good to make the imbalance in the market.
Ignacy, we got another one right here, so we'll throw some more cash around because, yeah, we got DraftKings long through 40. Thought we picked some up down here in the 20s, but we did not. DraftKings blows up there, a quick little 10 cents plus more. Let's go on DraftKings, man. I'm holding the bag a little bit. Boom! Everyone likes that one as we hit some bullseyes right now on DraftKings. A nice little win there. And then 40 cents. We're now in the money now. That 30 cents on Microsoft. So let's begin to take some of this out as hells to the yeah. The NASDAQ breaks above that 11,000 mark right there. So we've got NVIDIA long, we've got Microsoft long, and we've got our boy Donkey Kong long as well. Breaking back above that 54.50 mark. Good trade here. We just broke out, so let's see how high. There it is, a nice little 20-cent win right there off that. So we'll slap our face around a bit. Nice little win here on DraftKings. Let's go.
Yeah, it just got a rollover. We talked about Kodak a couple of times here, rolling over. Got the sideways action. A couple of entry points here in front of that 1040 area, 1050 stop. And I'm going to start taking it out at 1020 on the way down at 10 even. That's that area of support. That's the bottom that we got in the morning, so I'll stick to that plan. Bit of a better price here, so continuing the short party on Kodak. As long as it wants to keep giving it to me, I'll keep taking it. A new one for me, and it's been, I can't actually remember the last time that I traded in the cannabis space. So I see that move up in ACB. Double top is of interest to me here at 695. What's actually a little bit better when I go to the 15. Just look, we're gapping into a sort of a breaking out into this 7 even range where there was some resistance. So you put those two things together, roll over short in front of the high day or 7 even, whichever you like. If it does test back, I'm looking at like 660 for an ultimate target. Halfway, I'll start taking some, well, a little bit short, shy of halfway, I'll start taking some shares back out. Ignacy, you mentioned trading in Brazil. I'm going to put you on the spot. I don't know if you watch our Market Wisdom page, but my biggest loss ever happened in Brazil. And we did drop that video over there. It was literally like the second time I ever traded that market, which never want to be going all in when you have limited experience in the market. But how long have you guys been looking at that market in particular? And we talk about sort of expanding your horizons as traders, different styles of trade. Is that a calculated move, just saying, look, there's Toronto, there's NASDAQ, New York, but if you diversify yourself, is that a way to stay consistent, or is it something particular with Brazil that you liked? Obviously, you're a little bit local, closer anyway.
Yeah, it's really a really different market than US. It's less volatility. You can see the players there. So you can see who is buying, who is selling in the level 2 in the time and sales, the broker. That's many years ago. I didn't remember that. but in US you can see that also. Not now, no, it's blink the volume there. So this, I think, for a new traders, for a new students, is an advantage, for sure. I started particularly in Brazil in 2016 because I didn't make not much money in US. It was not a good year for me in 2016, and I tried to start new market. Patrick Reichfeld, it's a partner, it's another trader from Brazil, and he told me, hey man, look this market because it's interesting. You can trade there. Look the imbalance, and I started in 2016.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to try new things, and that's part of it too, right? That's why, and I'm not gonna stay away from ACB. The last when we were trading it a little bit more heavily, probably before we even were doing the YouTube broadcast, when it was an internal show, we used to probably trade the cannabis space on a regular basis, and it had mixed results, particularly in ACB. I mean, the space was okay, but ACB in particular was mixed for me. But this is a different type of move. This is a setup here that I'm talking about that's worked for me, time and time again. That's why I trust putting it on. It's starting to tick down towards that 75 for my first exit point, so we'll take that 10-cent scalp when we do get down just a little bit lower than that. Now, however, INO, on the other hand, willing to give this one a little bit more room, but I've been resisting taking any more shares. If it cannot hold this bottom, I will not get any more here. 1650 has to hold. This one I thought had upside to get us to 19 if it could hold this break. So there was $1 to $1.50 minimum of upside in this trade. My long is here at 17.10. That means I'm risking 60 cents plus slippage. I can't let it go farther than that. I'm not risking $1 in a trade if I only think $1 to $1.50 is my upside. I don't like that setup at all. That's why we're going to keep that tight stop here, 1650. But I am reversing into INO. I will go short if it makes that break. Thankfully, ACB continues to run in the money for us. And Kodak as well. I did also talk about this one. I did just take out some shares. I will get the next leg out in front of 10.10 and then in front of 10 even. So this continues to be a bit of a party to that downside. So we'll slay the dragon that is Kodak. It's the new Hertz for me. It seems like every day there's a short opportunity. I'm taking it in Kodak. Do you ever find that sort of Ignacy, where you might have a bias or a directional bias in a trade, and you're just going back to the well until literally it's dry?
What do you mean, in US or in any market?
Either market, doesn't really matter. Just in general as a trade.
Yeah, at the beginning, when the market's open, we usually look the important levels, not to detect what's going on, what the price can go. And after a few minutes, if the price is not going to where we want to go, we try to scalp more, a little bit more trades if this is the liquidity, but the exits are faster.
Yeah, I think switching up is definitely good. I mean, at some point, not to put you on the spot here, but we'd love to see a look of, you see this pan of our floor at times, and I think it's cool to see different types of setups. So if you do get a shot, you can see our setup here. Obviously, I got some blank screen next to me. Sean and I used to sit next to each other. For those of you that don't know, that's where he used to sit in the cockpit here. But for your setups, I see it's obviously very similar. But just give us a pan of your floor when you get a chance, because we'd love to see what you guys are working with, so people can see other trading floors of day trade the world, not just ours, Ignacy.
Yeah, sure. This office, I love this office. It's amazing. I don't know if you can look. Hey guys, traders.
Oh, nice chair.
And there.
There you go. There's nice.
The TVs. We have one TV here.
And there we are on the TV. A bit of a delay there. I saw you hit the confetti there, Sean. So obviously that means a good trade. I love the clocks that you have going on.
You are there every day, of course.
There we go. Yeah, I did not hit the confetti there, but it doesn't matter. It is a big floor. Thank you, Ignacy, there, and good luck to everybody on that floor. And of course, if you or any of your traders are ever visiting the lovely country of Canada, please make your way over to our floor. Would love to have you guys live. What's up, Brendan?
I just saw this one again, guys. FireEye, it's been a very interesting session, to say the least. Look at the volume down here. Random volume spikes here on FEYE, up 3.5%. Big time levels, this 13 up here. This is 13 for FireEye, but on the daily chart, a significant level on some random volume spikes, guys.
Yo, what's up, Softy? So there you go. You go back to the well of what you're doing what you normally trade well. Go back to the well, trade well. Oh, I have a new drinking game. Every time Neil puts somebody on the spot, could be another drinking game there for you guys, because lunch, as those of you guys that were watching yesterday or a couple days ago with Elizabeth Miller there, they go every time Neil says lunch. So maybe he'll say that soon. But okay, 203.90 there, just giving you guys a big ding, ding, ding there as Microsoft, boom, comes out right there for that 40-cent hit. So electric vehicles, not so much today. We go back into Microsoft and take that out for a nice little 40-cent win. So that's cruising around. DraftKings, we're back to that 10% mark again. We explode to the top side, get out 65s. That's a 25-cent win there on DraftKings. So we've been hitting the winners today, just not enough of them. Mainly, our big mistake was early on NIO there, NEO. Wow, back to 19 again. Okay, we've left it alone, but look at this. It has this dropping off spot a couple times at 1850. That would have been a great time to pick some up. Okay, into AMD a little bit here. So we take AMD out. Watch out for this 11,000. It needs to hold, but we are long once again right now. AMD, let's see how high side this one wants to go here. Advanced Micro Devices and NVIDIA. Here we go, guys.
Yeah, this is that time where thankfully, I'm noticing this here so I can clean up some of my orders. We talk about stop orders and using them to protect your trades all the time, and cleaning them up. If you take a win like I did on Nikola here, getting out, never breaks his 28.20, so I haven't gotten back into a short, but still had to stop at break even when I slid it down. I'm looking at that 30 area to the break to the upside, but also 28.20 to the downside. If Nikola holds this, it could squeeze up again, so watch out. This is sort of an important hold to watch out in the afternoon. Sometimes there are trades there. It's not just the morning we're involved in, but obviously AMD is making a move, Sean.
Yes, it is. And AMD finally a little break spot there. And then we get out almost instantly at 50 there. So a good out on AMD, long 42s. It does go against us a little bit, but not enough to back here to VWAP. So then reward ourselves, getting out on these spikes up through 50. You got to watch out, man. I'm just so nervous. I'd like to hold these. See, there it goes. Just drops right there. So I'd like to hold this a little bit more, but you got to watch out here because the NASDAQ is failing at 11,000. So that's why we celebrate some of those victories there as it goes and get rid of half, but now we're failing back downside. So watch out for some of these spots here. Here it comes, 76.20. Wow, the market, I don't know, like these semiconductors, man, so much more aggressive than everything else. Like, look, like what? Okay, a nice little move down. Might be a good spot to pick some up. Someone just dumped this for some reason. We're going to find out why as the NASDAQ holds steady here, guys.
Yeah, and INO looks like it might be dumping here, guys. So if it's going to take it that low, I still have that stop. We're going to be all out of it. ACB does hold firm here. I just want to ask you, Ignacy, of course, like you've been trading quite some time. In your experience, so when it comes to new traders, because obviously if you have a trading floor, you're going to be developing new traders all the time. Now, do you guys start them here? We start people out on one market in particular before they expand out, and sometimes we'll start them in something like a Toronto, which might be easier. There's less gateways. What's your approach for beginning traders? A lot of our viewers are starting out on their journey, maybe a few months into trading. What's your approach when you bring new people in? How do you treat that first few crucial months?
Yes, a crucial year, I would say. No, it's very difficult to start trading for everybody. Every year is different, but every year is difficult, and you have to learn. I think we try to teach the people a little bit of theory about technical analysis, fundamental analysis, how does works the level 2 and time and sells, and then. We try to stay 1 week, 2 weeks at least in simulation mode, and then start with $20, $30 stop loss for the new trainees. And if this student is not making money or is not making consistency, that I think is the best you can do in day trading, no? Consistency, 18, 19, 20 days every month positive. This is better than 10 positive, 10 negative, of course. And then start to move up your stop loss, right?
Yeah, definitely a good approach. I don't know if we can get you to move your camera down just a bit so it looks a little bit more centered there. Obviously, it's fantastic that you make that point. We at Day Trade the World, I don't know if we talk about this one enough. We have a simulator here that's very valuable because I think everybody If you can learn for free, I feel like everybody would do that. And free meaning you don't have to put capital towards the trades. And that's a valuable resource. So we have our trainees sometimes can be in the simulator for months. Prove yourself. Obviously, you have to execute strategies live. You've got to get over that mental hurdle, I don't care who you are, to be able to put the live trades on and still be able to follow your plan. I want to get to a name here that Brendan heavily traded. We only have a few minutes left, and I see some people asking about VXRT. This was the other one, and I mentioned this. I said at one point I did not go to my list of stocks and missed a couple of trades. This was one of them. I put this on my list when it failed multiple days in a row. So 940 and then a double top here at 930, at 925 here yesterday. And then again testing this high. This is exactly what I would have been looking for, a test of this high without breaking the previous one from last week. And then look at this beautiful rollover at $9. It's starting to come back in here. And there's no obvious level here, but I would sort of watch to see if it holds below that 850. It's obviously a decent failure that you've seen in VXRT at this price. So this is one that I missed, and we talk about it all the time. Something on your watch list, just because there's not a new catalyst the next day, keep it in the back of your mind, especially if you have some levels that you want to work off of. That's a mistake on my part. The bigger mistake on my part today is too many trades in GameStop. When you have a name that your read is not good on, like obviously mine wasn't today. Test trade short, that's going to be, ignore that one. First short, second short, third and fourth, all absolutely stunk. I did jump back into another one anyways. It never gave the rollover, just continued to push higher. Too strong in GameStop. I definitely had a bias, definitely my biggest loser of the day, jumping into it multiple times. Oddly enough, it's still held pretty decently this 11 area, so it's kind of teasing me with another entry point maybe this afternoon. Brennan, what do you got?
Add another one to that list. Cardiff Oncology, CRDF, one we were looking at yesterday. Huge move up, especially late in the day. This thing was very, very strong late in the day on positive news that came out pre-market yesterday, if you remember. Nice move down today, 9%. Never even gave you a look at these levels from the close yesterday. So a nice short opportunity down to 1020 there. Just found CRDF as well, guys.
4 minutes left. Make sure you check out, obviously, this next little article coming out, and our article, I mean video, coming through. Can sports bettors be good traders? I don't know. We'll see. Watch the video if you guys are into sports gambling. You may want to check that out. And if not, it's good just to watch and see if there's any similarities there that you can take from one to the other. So that's coming up very, very soon. A matter of fact, I think it's already been released, right, Valeria? Yes, there it is. I don't know if we're getting close to 2,000, but if you haven't hit that like yet, please do that. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. We'd love to show you the new animation for Valeria. It's by far my favorite, and I'm not just saying that. It's my favorite. We'll watch this as it comes through. It's really super cool. So I hope we can do that, Ignacy. But I did want to bring up NIO here, and just to get your comment, because the reason why I bring it up, I know you're flat, and you said you've logged out, but I was trading this early, and then the problem is you leave a stock. Like, there was more money to be made down here because we could have bought the bottoms, like a couple different bottom picks. Obviously, I'm long bias. We should have stayed on that stock. Does that ever happen to you or any of your traders where you have a stock that you like and then you sort of just go away from it and then look back and say, what have I missed? And then obviously an opportunity like this is one that needs to be kept on your radar. Do you sort of combat that with a quote board or anything like that? Do you stick with a certain number of names throughout the day and that's it? How do you deal with maybe forgetting about a symbol and then going back an hour later and seeing something like this?
Sure, it happens every day, no? Every day, and but I think a trader, you have to understand that every trade is different, every moment is different, and you have to deal with that and stay comfortable.
Yeah.
I try to get 3, 4, 5 names at the opening.
Okay.
To stay focused, and then I have trade ideas. I have another softwares. You guys also in TV.
Yep.
And I move my shares if these stocks then didn't do anything right. So I'm comfortable with that.
All right. No, that's good. I mean, I like that. Ignacy, are you guys currently hiring more traders? If you are, it's a good time maybe to drop in the chat or, obviously on the air, your email address or any way to someone to get a hold of you. If you are looking for new traders, we can do that right now. I'll give you the floor here. Let me know if you're hiring or let our viewers know. People are giving you some good respect here for Mexico, maybe the city again that you're located in. And if you are hiring, how can people get in touch with you?
Sure. It's been an amazing year for day traders and active managers. And you have a plenty of liquidity, plenty of volatility, and many opportunities for day traders. And this is how the day traders makes money, right? So now we are not hiring because of the COVID. And we just back to the office 15 days ago, 3 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
But I think it's an excellent moment to start day trading for sure. And I think this volatility will continue. And with VIX trading at 30 points, the range 25, 30 points, it's one of the best years for day traders. And I think so. It's a very good time for a start.
Hey, I would agree 100%. It's been a great year for us. We're very blessed to have this come through, this show especially in these times. I'm just going to review a couple positions. Look at DraftKings. Hells to the yeah. That's why we back up that money truck, Ignacy, there. We go long again at 54.25, and now we're getting out to the top side. Oh, yeah, Mr. Softy, my favorite stock of all time. The cash cow continues. We take out the big stick there, hit it at 203.50. Now, ho-hum, you're 80 cents in the money on that one. AMD, though, has been a roller coaster. We went long here at 40, got some out, went long again at 15, 16, now getting some out at 20 as we're bouncing off VWAP right now. And NASDAQ has held 11,000 and now starts ripping higher. Let's go, DraftKings. New all-time, all-day highs right now coming in DraftKings 65. We're long. That's a 40-cent win. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Let's go, guys. Hide your wife and hide your kids. As it is now noon, Ignacy, we are almost done. It's almost time to go back to, let's go back to Brendan and let's figure this show out.
Yeah, guys, one more thing to get to. Aftermarket tonight, we have some earnings that are worth talking about. Haven't been earnings for a few days or weeks, even since we've had some decent reports coming out. But let's have a look at what's coming out aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow. Nike, right, front and center, guys, and we mentioned ACB a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in that ACB rollover right now off that double top 695, but 705 was that level when you go back a couple of sessions ago. Stitch Fix with that is in play as well. A bit of a mover again today, Brendan, giving us that name. You know what time it is. Before we get out of here, we got to get to what national day it is, and this is one of those ones because I can already see there's only one right answer to whether or not you're down with this one, in my humble opinion. So without further ado, let's get it over to Valeria. And if you like this, maybe give it a like so we can see that new graphic of Valeria, which I think is fantastic as well.
Thank you, Neil. I think so too. And hey, traders, thank you for spending another trading morning with us today. I hope you had a profitable time and wish you a great rest of the day. Guys, if you didn't like this video, please do it right now. We're less than 100 away from me showing you my new very cool animation. So smash the like button right now. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and catch us live every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And happy White Chocolate Day, everyone.
All right, look at DraftKings. Yeah, happy White Chocolate Day, good one there. I'm looking really forward to Nike tomorrow. I think Nike's been a great stock, obviously an international brand. As DraftKings right now, 50 cents in the money. Microsoft goes up $1 in the money. And now AMD, we back to life, baby. Back to 76.37 right now. So AMD breathing life back into your boy now. But what a fantastic day this has been. Here we go. There's the new, look at that. Here we go. Look at that little robot action. I have no idea if there's music, but I like the facial expressions there for Valeria. So there's the 2K. Ignacy, what do you think about that? I don't know if it's hit you yet because you're on delay, but there was Valeria with the dance, guys. Let us know if you do like that on the chat, but what a fantastic day. Let's just get out, man. We're hella long, 3 longs. This is how we do it. We waited for the NASDAQ to crack, and we've got that. Some big stick time action. Let's go, Neil. Wrap this sucker up.
Yeah, obviously a fantastic end to the show. I want to give you a big shout out and a big thanks, Ignacy, for coming on, taking time out of your day, because I know you're trading and managing a trading floor as well. So cheers to you. Good luck the rest of your trading day and the rest of your trading week. And again, from the entire team here, a big thank you. But you know what time it is, guys? Unfortunately, we got to go. Happy Battery Day. Watch out for those aftermarket earnings. For the entire team, for Valeria, for Sean, for Brennan, I am Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye, Ignacy. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.